Hi, and welcome to Monday Night Toy Ramblings with me, a punk with toys, Larry. That is just for you, Tony Romo. All right, so let's try this one more time. I'm gonna try and use StreamYard using Firefox again. And if it seems jittery, it didn't seem to have an issue when I was on with Travis this weekend, so hopefully those bugs are worked out. Kind of messed with my router a little bit. I updated the firmware, which had never been updated, so I figured that was something that probably needed to be done. But we're going to find out. If it does, then we're going to switch on over to Microsoft Edge, which I don't really care to use. I'm kind of looking over here, seeing if it seems jittery. As of right now, it doesn't. So you guys tell me what you guys see. If it seems jittery, yeah, I'm assuming you guys can hear me. But anyway, let's get to this. So I mentioned I wasn't sure if I was going to get here at 9 o'clock. I've had a hell of a week. And I'll just kind of give you the quick rundown. So my ex and I, we have a pretty good relationship. We have 2 kids. My son lives with me. Daughter splits back and forth between us. At 5 o'clock in the morning, I guess would be Saturday morning, 5 o'clock, I get a phone call from her. My phone's vibrating. The watch is going off. I don't even know what ringtone I have. I see her name, and I instantly obviously think there's something obviously wrong. And sure enough, I pick up the phone, and she's like, just want to let you know I'm at the hospital. I have to have emergency surgery to have my appendix removed. So it's like, you've got to be kidding me. So we were supposed to take my son on a tour of one of the colleges that he's thinking about going to. Or we just want to give him a lay of the land to look at some stuff before he goes. He's only a junior right now, but so she had already canceled that. But then it was just this running around, and for the most part, I had to be at the hospital with her. So I had to go get my daughter, get my old dog, bring it over here. So now I have 2 dogs that are sitting here. Well, there's only one that's sitting here that cares. The other one, they don't really like each other. they tolerate each other. So anyway, that was my week. That's my weekend. So everything's kind of been thrown into running around. Now I have to pick up my son and do this and do that. So you guys don't care. Hope you guys had an easier week than I did. So anyway, we got a big show tonight. Really wasn't sure how much stuff we were going to have to talk about. All the boss fight stuff, probably not a huge thing, but I like the Sorozor Warriors. I think the Epic Hacks look really nice. McFarlane dropped a bunch of stuff. We got the G.I. Joe stuff, which I usually do at the end, but man, Masters of the Universe, which is supposed to be ending in April, which is coming up pretty soon, dropped a whole bunch of stuff. I got to see everything. I watched Geek Dad Life today, so I did get to see everything. I haven't had a chance to go through it, but we're going to go through all those. So that's actually going to be towards the end. And then I want to talk about the topic, and hopefully you guys stick around for it. The topic about YouTube, and it's not about YouTubers. It has nothing to do with YouTubers who I like, who I don't like, who I have a beef with, or anything like that. It's really for the guys that are doing YouTube, that are doing content creating, maybe wondering why we do certain things, what can help you. And this is, again, I'm no expert. I'm absolutely no expert. I just watch a lot on different YouTube creators. Oh, yes, I got to mention that too. Yeah, so, and I forgot to put the links in there, but I'll say their names anyway. But yeah, it's going to be a few things. That's just going to be probably more than a few things. I have a whole list of notes to talk about that might help you with content creating. And, hey, you know what? If you're a content creator, if you're thinking about getting into it, or maybe you're not, and you're just like, why the hell do people constantly do this stuff? I don't know. And then let's get to not the last thing, but one of the other things is this Thursday night, we will be doing our first Punks on Film for the Warriors. And with me will be the moderator, Matthew Matson. You guys will finally get to see him on the screen. I don't know if he's ever been on screen before on other streams or anything, but you guys are going to get to actually meet him. we're not going to be breaking down the movie per se like so many other people have. We're just going to be talking about the movie. What's good about it? What was funny? What makes it a cult classic? And I am going to simulcast it on this channel and on Punks on Film. So I really would like you guys to go over there and watch it there and subscribe so we can grow to the point where we can get monetized over there. I think that channel, if we're able to do something, it's kind of going to be like a book club. You watch a movie. Right now it's going to be every 2 weeks. So we watch a movie, pick an 80s movie, a 90s movie, a 70s movie, some sort of cult classic. Nothing that's super popular that was, won awards, because that's not what we want to do. We want to have fun. And just talk about maybe certain things. I watched The Warriors for the first time, and so many of those lines I have heard from other things, whether it be Biohazard and their song Wrong Side of the Tracks. There's so many lines from it in that song, or Can You Dig It, which is so dubbed over. I think it's absolutely hilarious. But anyway, so I want you guys to join us. It's going to be on Thursday, 10 o'clock. So it's going to be around a 2-hour show. That way I have to cut it off by 12 because I do have to work in the morning and doing a whole bunch of live streams. I'm usually amped up and looking at analytics afterwards and all that other great stuff. All right, so the first thing we want to get into is now I've been doing these shorts where I'm like, hey, who do you think would win this figure or this figure, this person. There's Matt right there. But I've been quickly talking, I've been doing these shorts, and I was trying to get people into it. I thought, hey, you know what? Let's just do it as a poll, and then we'll quickly talk about it. And sure enough, I threw out that, and I assumed because of the channel is mostly G.I. Joe, Action Force, different things like that, I assumed Storm Shadow would beat Leo, but I didn't think it'd be a stomp like it was. And I think it came out to be like 81% picked Storm Shadow over Leonardo. You gotta be honest. I would have picked this guy too. I can't vote on my own polls, if you can believe that. I would have picked Storm Shadow also, because he's a Rashikage. And Turtles. Everyone says the Turtles are so fast. The Turtles are really slow, right? At least I always thought they were. So anyway, there's already a bunch of guys. We got 13 people. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Although I'm probably going to debunk that later on when I talk about YouTubers. But let's see who is in the chat right now, since we got a bunch of people that I know have already been here. We got Will R. He's in the chat. We got Fitness Freak. I absolutely love the bicep. I do that in so many of the comments, but I just don't have anything to say. We got PNC Games. We got Payne's Toy Samples. I haven't seen you around, but I have been watching too many YouTubers lately. We got Big Bacon's in the house. We got Matthew Matson, obviously the moderator. He's almost always here, and I'll mention it again. He is the moderator, and what he says goes. We're not trying to have anarchy here. So, and then we got Eric Hawkins. Sometimes I'm wondering, are these things coming up? Viper Scout. I see Viper Scout and a bunch of other streams, which is really cool. I like seeing that we're starting to get some crossover. Or should I say we're getting more crossover? Let's see, Jerry Curl. Okay, Jerry Curl. Now that I said it, I understand what it is. I don't remember ever seeing you, so if you are new, thank you very much. David R is in the house. We got Necro 216. Clown Island is busting shots on some content creators. That guy always is. You know what? And then you know what he does when something he reports doesn't come out right, he just deletes it. You gotta love it. That's what he does, man. Steals content. Thief Island. Cobra Commander is in the house. I like seeing Cobra Commander over Serpentor. And then we got Michael McFarlane Jr. We're gonna be talking about McFarlane soon. And then we got Potato Tickler OG. I can tell you, I have not seen your name before, so thank you. Welcome to the stream. Red Sky Reviews, I kind of remember here. And then New York, 1974. I said New York night, 1974. Again, it's been a long couple of days, so bear with me with everything. So anyway, I hope everyone's had a wonderful, wonderful day, wonderful weekend. So much news has come. If you caught me over on A Toy Kind of Mood at night this Saturday, we broke down the G.I. Joe stuff. I am going to go over it again, but it seems like, unfortunately for me, the two weeks that G.I. Joe news broke, I end up getting it ends up coming out on Tuesday or Wednesday, and I have to go a whole week, and everyone's already talked about it. And for the most part, my bread and butter, people are like, well, I can watch it. I got lucky with the Valaverse because they did it the weekend, and then I got Monday, and then gotta say, the Motu stuff that came today, that was just you know what? I'm definitely going to be spending some time on that because, oh my gosh, so much stuff. And I know Scott somewhere right now, the guru, he's saying, I said 3 years. It's going to take 3 years for this stuff to go. Now, with all that said, I guess we'll find out tomorrow because the pre-orders go up. We'll find out tomorrow if this stuff is actually going to be available in retail or if it's all going to be online. It's kind of like he kept kind of changing things. And there's Tony Romo in the house. I hope you watched it from the beginning when I introduced myself as Larry, just for you. But anyway, I don't even remember what we were talking about. I just know that I wrote it down in my notes to introduce myself as Larry. Growing up, I went by Larry. My dad went by Lawrence, and over the years, it switched. And it just seems so childish when you become a professional because you went by Larry. So I don't know why I go by Lawrence, if anyone is wondering. Oh, I don't know why you guys would be wondering. If you notice why I'm looking over here, I'm always checking to see how the stream is going. So anyway, let's just get into this. I know there's more stuff that I'm probably going to talk about that I'm going to ramble on about, but let's get into Boss Fight Studios. Now, I don't know if you guys are really into Boss Fight Studios, but I got to say, I think they make some wonderful, wonderful stuff. And they had their whole Boss Fest last week. Now, I got to say this, it was a little underwhelming as they did 5 live streams, a half hour each, and they were pretty boring, to say the least. They were pretty boring, to say the least. But they definitely did drop some pretty cool stuff. If you're into that, and I'm just going to go over a few different things. So if you're into skeletons, they did drop the skeletons. Let's add these to the stream right now, and we can take a look at everything here. So these are the ones I believe that are now up for pre-order. Let's change this here. You guys don't need to see me that big now, do you? There we go. So here's the Epic Hats Bone Salt. Now, if you like, I feel like I should probably go over to BBTS because they seem really small here. But yeah, so you have these. There are all these skeletons, and he's a lucha libre. So if you know anything about wrestling, those are the Mexican wrestlers. He's got a Boss Fight Championship belt. He's got a barbed wired bat. He's got a second head, and then he's got a microphone. But he's a skeleton, so he probably can't talk. Give me 1 second. Let's remove this here. I didn't think that it was. I haven't had a lot of time to go over this stuff because it was absolutely crazy. Again, this whole week's just been just crazy. Just absolutely crazy. So let me go to Boss Fight Studios here. I don't know how to spell Boss Fights. It's a difficult word, boss there, but I never claimed to be the brightest person in the world. All right. So bear with me. Hey, Backwoods, how are you? Just getting stuff. Trying to get things ready for the day. If you missed everything, you didn't miss much. Just okay. There's gonna be a lot of stuff here on the boss fights because I just typed in boss fight. So let's just pull this up here, and we'll find. So we're talking about the bone salt here. And we pull up a better picture. Now, I don't know how much you guys are into skeletons. I'm not a huge skeleton person. I know like Matthew Matson is really into it. But here's a better look at him. Everything that he comes with. For $30. Now these come out of the same factory as one of the Valaverses do. So they, from what I understand, they sound like they're pretty good. But yeah, so there's a better look at them. A little bit bigger there. Then the other pre-order that they came up with was, I really like the Outlaw here. So this is another pre-order. And this guy comes pretty stacked with accessories. As a cowboy, a cowboy here. He's got this ram's head, and I do believe they said the ram's head can be put on him. But he's got his rifle, his 6-shooter, and then his rope. I forget what that is, but everything I guess does come off. So again, really cool looking stuff. I really like the boss fight stuff from what I've seen. I only have one actual figures. I'm waiting on the Sorzork Warriors, which they're talking about. The first ones, the wave 1, just getting ready to leave and hit the water. So I'll be waiting quite some time. Here's another one. So this is the Eternal Guardian. To me, a little boring. I like the ones that are just a little bit different. This is kind of how we see skeletons sometimes when they're dead in different movies and different things like that. But again, pretty cool. And then there's one more that went up for pre-order. And these were kind of out of order. Oh, this is the Spartan Warrior. So if you are a Michigan State Spartan, they're still playing in the NC2A. Maybe you want to get this. Of course, he's red, not green. So nothing that you guys would probably be too into. Again, it's kind of light on accessories. He's got a big shield, his sword, and his spear. Again, still pretty cool. But for me, the boss fights, and even though I'm not even a big dinosaur fan, it's all about these Sorzork Warriors. I really can't wait to get them in hand. Been looking at the pre-order for so long. Again, another pre-order that it seems like I've just been collecting. I just look at this guy. Like, he's absolutely awesome. Seth Rosen. So some of these, I don't even want to try and pronounce their names, but this is just like 80s goodness. Very, very colorful. I think they're gonna just kind of stand out. So I'd love to hear, are you guys interested in any of the type of Sorzork Warriors, anything like this? They come with a good amount of accessories. And I think $30 isn't bad. I know a lot of people, they see G.I. Joe and stuff like that, and they don't understand like independent companies are going to be, they're going to be a higher price point. But he's got like this big like Ronin hammer here, some sort of weird gun and a shield. Again, I just think these things are really cool looking. I don't know really what made me gravitate to them. But I just look at this figure and I'm just like, these figures, they just look awesome. And Commander of Cobra is in. Maybe I should do a versus of Commander of Cobra versus Cobra Commander. That would be the first duel of punk YouTubers. And then there's this one. There's Pava Pergia, I believe. And it said she's the first female. We can do a whole female wave. That's too bad. I mean, I thought that's how we have to do females now. Female waves. Again, this ain't my favorite one, I'm going to say. Nice blues, and it's going to stick out on the shelf. So that's for sure. But look at everything she comes with. You got 2 swords and this gun. Clearly, it looks like she can fly. So, Commander of Cobra says that I'm in for a duel. Man, see, that sounds like fun. Like, we get some big pugil sticks and have a big old punk rock fest where we battle with. We'd have to do it like American Gladiators. Of course, I'm going to be up on top shooting the gun with the tennis balls. And then there's this one, the Triax Skeever. He's a repaint, and he is specifically made to go with the BBTS exclusive, which is also repainted black and white. And believe me, guys, if you guys don't know this, I am watching the chat. I see how many people are in the chat. I know there's probably guys isn't your favorite, but this is something I really enjoy, so I'm gonna try and get you guys into it. If you guys don't like it, then hey, you know what? No big deal. But I think this guy looks pretty cool. The maybe go with my Night Ops. Go with my Night Ops Valaverse figures. So, and then there is one more Sorzoric Warrior, and that is this guy, the Stays Akadin. Again, they all have these weird names. It's gonna be a mouthful and so much fun to try and talk about when I actually do the reviews of these things. But look at this guy; he looks badass. I mean, put some Crimson Guards with him, put the twins with him, and I think he might actually fit pretty good. How his Crimson might actually match better than the retro carded Crimson Guard does, but I don't have it. We got to go on eBay if we want to get that, or live in a different country. But again, look at this guy. He's got the big old bat here, so he's kind of like the Negan, I guess, of the Sorzoric Warrior. So anyway, a couple things that I liked seeing. I thought they were pretty cool. Quickly, I'll show you the other hacks that they had, because I thought some of them actually looked really good. I really like this one here, this Athena. Now these are 4-inch figures, but the owl on this on the shield just looks absolutely awesome. I mean, stuff like this, I just like picking up one or two just to see how the articulation is, do a review. Got the Medusa shield on it. I think like this one, you know, a different, I don't know if it's a different head sculpt or different hair, but she got her big old glass of wine. I believe that's not Medusa, but it sure does look like Medusa. But anyway, again, just some really cool stuff. If you're not into Boss Fight Studios, you know, take a look at it. They're the ones that do the Popeye. And then they do have these, and quickly, I guess the last thing, they do have, and this would be perfect for all you customizers, they do Blink figures. And these are supposed to be like 80s, 90s, low articulated figures. And this figure here, he comes with a cape. He's got some knee joints on him, but they're made so you can paint. And when you look at what he has for $16, he has a cape, and they give you 5 different heads. So if you have a specific head sculpt that you're looking for, you can go for it. Oh man, what is going on here? It looks like you guys are just like going on and on here, probably not even listening to me. It's like I'm just talking while you guys chat, but that's cool. It's all good because I definitely we're having fun. So anyway, again, I do know when I kind of get into some of these things that it's not the segment that I am really into. But yeah. But here we have, like, you know, the Popeye. So if you like Popeye, you know, you have this Bruno, you got Olive. So a whole bunch of different ones, different things like that. Have to kind of check a couple things here. Anyway, yes, I think they're supposed to be superpower type stuff. And if I could find them, So they have other figures, and I think they're 4 or 5 inch figures. Let's see if they're on the second page. The Boss Fight Studios page is not the greatest. I kind of see why some of their stuff isn't always being bought there. That you're going to um, BBTS or Entertainment Earth, where if you go to Entertainment Earth and use my code PUNK, you'll get 10% off anything in stock. I just want to throw that out there really quickly. All right, so that's enough with this for right now. So we're going to move this, and we'll get into some of the bigger news that I think some people may want to discuss. So let's get into McFarlane. And he went big. And I'm saying big is kind of the understatement. Yes, the generic cola right here. Where it is the Aldi cola. But Shark told me that he doesn't know what Aldi is. Do you know what Trader Joe's is? Trader Joe's is the expensive version of Aldi. It was like this big write-up. Here's my first rant, or my first ramble. The big write-up comes up about Trader Joe, who everyone goes and spends all this money on. Well, the way Trader Joe's is there was 2 brothers. One started Aldi, one started Trader Joe, and Aldi was a cheaper product with no name brands, where Trader Joe's is expensive, but they were all the exact same product. One was just marketed towards the rich people, and Aldi got marketed towards these smaller people, the people that didn't have all the money, and it was the exact same product. And this big write-up came out, and I think a lot of the rich people felt stupid. Which is fine by me, because every now and then we all need to be knocked down a peg now, don't we? But anyway, I guess our artist Shark is here, so we've been seeing his stuff, and he kind of talked about we got some delays in the G.I. Joe stuff, but we'll talk about that when we get to it. Great to have you here. Let's see here. I see Skibido Gaming. And then Eric Thurman. I have seen Eric Thurman, I swear, all over the place, including the Facebook group page, Punks with Toys. So, anyway, great to have all of you here. I love seeing new people. Hit that like button while you're here, just in case you haven't. Again, I don't know how you're going to find it if. But anyway, we always forget to hit that like button. So, let's get to this guy, McFarlane. Again, I didn't really have a chance to set everything up like I wanted to, but you guys have seen more than enough of my crap. And let's just get into what he showed us. If I can find it. It seems like it's just scrolling. I don't care about the statues. All right. So, look at these figures here, and I'm sorry. Again, McFarlane and his, I don't know, they're cheaper. They're cheaper. I guess that is the way to, that's a way to talk about it. And of course, now I can't find anything here. It's all up there, but it's not letting me click anything. I apologize, guys. Again, everything's kind of been crazy. All right. There we go. So here is my internet. Is this awful website? Why do some websites work so damn well and other ones are just like the worst? All right. Man, this thing is just going all over the place. So, this is what happens with live. And you guys know definitely what happens with me. Let's try this here. Geek Dad talked about it. I hope this doesn't take me to a stream. All right, so we have some more people coming in here. All right, so we all saw the big bat plane. The bat, what is it? I don't know. The bat wing, that's it. $250. I was hoping to get some pictures of it, but damned if anything's going to work today, at least for me. Okay, so let's see here. Links to McFarlane Showcase. All right, so this thing is huge. All right, it is like, I think just under 3 feet. Just under 3 feet wide and just over 2 feet high or long, however you want to say it. But I mean, people are already talking about the stuff that they were going to give us compared to, let's say, the Hell Charger, which I understand, I agree. Put Snake. Yeah, you know what? It might actually work. It might actually work. Putting Snake Eyes in the Batwing. But I wish things were coming up a little bit better for me here, because I'm just giving you guys probably the worst experience that you can imagine. Here, I'm going to go back to this. You know what? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to get off this. I'm going to chat about it, right, while I look for it. But anyway, so Batwing is huge. All right. If I can get a picture, I'm going to get it up there. And people have already started doing videos, and they're comparing the Batwing and the Batmobile for $60 or $50, I believe, at some point. Comparing to the Hell Charger. And I have to say this, and I mentioned this when I was on a toy kind of mood, that one of the issues, in my opinion, is you're comparing apples to oranges. We've all seen McFarlane stuff. And in my opinion, well, most of it is subpar, especially compared to Marvel when they do a good job. And let's be honest, Marvel's given some subpar stuff. But this Batmobile, I mean, when he moved it around, you could hear the plastic wheels on his desk. And let's be honest, that's just not a lot of fun. Not a lot of fun to hear that type of stuff, just rambling around, rolling around. I'm going to scream. You guys might actually hear me scream, other than just trying to get my kids to come get the dog, who's literally just passed out right now on my bed. Yeah, it would be nice if this thing went. He has I'm starting to hate McFarlane. The only place I can order this Batwing, and I can't even pull up the goddamn thing. Anyway, but all right, so we can't leave the Batwing. I'm gonna scream. All I wanted to see was a stupid Batwing, and of course I can't. Welcome to the viewer experience. The artist shark right now is going, what the fuck am I doing here right now? And you guys have listened for me ramble on way, way too long. All right, so anyway, Batwing is absolutely huge. Okay. I think it's pretty cool. I have a feeling when we see it, you're going to see exactly what hollow plastic looks like, how it feels, and everything like that. But probably people aren't going to be too thrilled with it. Just my personal opinion. Hell, I could be completely wrong. But McFarlane seems to give us, with his dioramas, his other vehicles, they're really shoddy. So when you start comparing it to what, let's say, Hasbro was going to give us with the Hell Charger, which again, I'm not going to get it. I was going to buy it anyway. Not my thing. But let's compare it to the Hiss. I have a feeling you're going to see night and day of actually what the product actually is. And when you look at his figures, you see why his figures cost $20 compared to the classified, the Marvel Legends, and the Black Series. Anything that Hasbro's given us, the quality is just night and day. So let's try and find the stuff here. I swear. Listen, this week could only get better, right? Can only get better for me, because it's been crazy. Absolutely crazy. All right. Let's see here. trying to pull the stuff up here on BBTS, and of course, I'm not seeing anything because why would stuff want to show up? I hear another dog outside. You know what's crazy is that I'll say this really quick here. I do apologize, guys. We're gonna have to get off McFarland because I have everything else kind of set up. I believe. I believe I have mostly everything else set up. But maybe because everything's sold out so quickly, it's hard to say. Let's try Entertainment Earth, where again, once again, if you use my code, then you get 10% off anything in stock using a punk. What the hell? I swear to God, like, I'm gonna put my head down. I'm gonna put my damn head down and go to sleep. I didn't get my nap. I had to go pick up my son. So, all right, guys, let's try this again. Click on this DC The Flash 7-inch series. All right, so let's take a look at the figures pretty quickly. Now, I did make a mistake. I said on a Toy Kind of Mood that I really liked this Supergirl, but it's not the one that I was thinking of. There's another one that popped up where she has blonde hair. She's from the multiverse. I thought that one was really nice. Not really this one. I don't mind the body so much, but the face. But again, no one really cares about this stuff. It's really about the Batman. That's what the only thing that anyone cares about in this whole damn movie is they care about Batman. So here's the, Batflick. Batflick, is that what they call him? So let's see here. And then we have what everyone's waiting for, the Michael Keaton Batman. I don't think he looks bad. He's got the black belt. Not really that big of a deal. But we haven't seen the movie yet. The chest seems kind of strange. I haven't seen anyone mention that, but it does seem kind of strange. This whole McFarlane thing really went off the rails. It was not supposed to go this bad. I definitely apologize. But hey, that's kind of what happens sometimes when you're live, right? Let's see here. Backwards says, I'm assuming. Let's see here. Backwards is saying, I never purchased from them, but I'll see how it goes with that charger. Oh, you must be talking about something else because I don't blame you for not listening to me right now. We do have a more classic Wonder Woman coming. So we have this Wonder Woman, which I seem to be just. Does this mean that Wonder Woman is in Shazam? Does anyone know? Because I haven't read anything about Shazam. I haven't read anything about Shazam. So is Wonder Woman in it? I mean, is DC that messed up that they tried to put the Snyderverse together and then they decided just to completely crap all over it, which, shocker. Oh, hey, look, I found the McFarlane stuff I was looking for. Quickly, hold on. So this is the Wonder Woman, or I'm sorry, the Supergirl that I was talking about. I actually like the way this one looks. If it comes up. I don't buy a lot of McFarlane stuff. I can't believe he won't leave the pinless. I actually like the way this figure looks. I'm not sure really why, because it is just kind of strange, to be honest. Everything that he does always seems to be this. All right, there you go. So there's a page puncher. It's like $25. But I don't know. I like it. It just kind of it sticks out there. So that's the Supergirl that I actually meant that I liked. Not the one from the actual Flash movie. Not that I dislike it, but oh well. Let's see if I can get back here because I did find the Batmobile. Maybe we can talk about it. Again, I'm late to the party, everyone. Everyone's already talked about it. And it's already sold out, which is crazy. It is absolutely crazy because things probably gonna be on clearance at Target for $30 in like 2 weeks after it comes out. Man, I did not hit that flick. Oh my god, guys, this is going awful. Sometimes I do a pretty good stream, I think. This one, not so much. It's gonna get better, I promise. All right, you know what? We're done with you. I'm done with McFarland since I can't seem to pull any of the shit up right now, and it's driving me absolute nuts. And I know that's what you guys come to actually see. So we'll quickly, again, I didn't even have time to really get in, find all this stuff. But we got to talk about the G.I. Joe drops that did drop. So let me see if I can get to the brands here. G.I. Joe. I'm actually getting rid of that. McFarland made me mad today now. Is the stream seem to be okay, guys? As bad as I may be, but the stream seemed to be okay. Yeah, I know, Will. That so this, listen, there is absolutely no doubt about it. Listen, when you're doing things solo, there's not someone bouncing anyone off, it goes bad. And like I said, normally I have everything set up, but everything that, everything that just happened this weekend, it just kind of threw everything off, and then it just piled off into today. So all the people that are here, thank you. Bear with me. It is a little glitchy at times. All right, so let's see here. You're choppy again. All right, I don't know if it is this stream or what. Not this stream. If it's using the Firefox. And I'm looking over here, and I can definitely see that I seem to be coming out a little choppy. So I'm going to take a quick second. Look here. If we need to switch over, then I will switch over. Which, again, that means bear with me. So I got to say this. This is kind of weird because when I see a Facebook user, all I see is a Facebook user. So unfortunately, it just comes over. Facebook user says you're lying, but I don't know who he's lying to, who he is, who he's talking to. So that's too bad. So anyway, let's quickly take a look at the G.I. Joe stuff, and then we're going to get into the Motu stuff because there's so much Motu to talk about. And I'm looking over here. You know what? Let's do it. We're going to switch to streams. So hang on, all 33 of you. Hopefully more of you will come in. I'm going to close this one out. And then we're going to jump into using Edge, which, again, I don't know why I'm having such a problem now. And no problem with trying this. So hang on. All right, so I am back. Hopefully the stream is going to go smoother. And if this is how it's going to have to be, then I'm just going to have to dump using Firefox. So let me know, because if it's not, then we obviously have some other issues going on with either my router. It shouldn't be my Wi-Fi, not my Wi-Fi, the cable internet, because that should be, well, good enough. So let me show the screen. Unfortunately, this is way different. Not way different, but just a little different. And we'll hit share here. All right. So up now. All right, so here we have our classified Big Ben, who we've already talked about it. That's why I'm not going to spend a bunch of time on it. Matthew, I honestly, I'm going to say this: I have never had issues with Firefox um, until recently. But I can tell you right now, I just clicked on that, and hold on. These are popping up way faster than Firefox. So clearly, I got to stop using Firefox. And if I'm going to have to use Edge, maybe I'll go to Chrome. I don't know. I don't use Chrome. I don't really like Chrome, to be honest. So anyway, let's get into Big Ben. This is a good-looking figure. He comes loaded out with a good amount of stuff for $25. Now, yes, he's sold out here. I'm not sure if we can still get him over at Walmart. I know they sold out and they came back and sold out. Yeah. Baldy with the jokes here. Stick with AOL. I gotta say, it is crazy how much. Yeah. I wish I would have thought about this, known about this quicker. Listen. Do not knock Netscape Navigator. All right, do not knock it. All right, so I really do like this. Again, it's G.I. Joe, so of course I'm gonna like it. But I think he comes nicely accessorized. I do like the shot here. You can kind of see his suppressor is all tucked away. He's got an extra magazine. And then he's got his pistol over here, which has an extended magazine, which I know someone's going to complain about at some point. And I don't remember ever having an issue with this moving around like that with Hasbro Pulse. But of course, why wouldn't we have all kinds of issues moving stuff around right now? But he looks really good here. And here's everything, his loadout that he comes with. The gas mask is awesome. So you can definitely do some sort of army building, which I think people are going to want to do. And what is really cool about this is you could use, hopefully we can use other heads and then use the mask also, because it'll be nice other than having a whole bunch of guys that are just like, look the exact same. But, the Oliverse is going to come out with their head sculpts with their masks. So hopefully those will fit on a lot of the Joes. I know, unfortunately, Joe doesn't always use the same peg size. They change it around where like Action Force is always using the same one, so it's interchangeable. It's okay if the peg, I guess, is a little bit small, because you can throw some blue sticky tack in it and you're good to go. So here he is how he looks without the mask on. Yeah, I think he looks pretty good. The bullet belt's kind of weird, but oh well, nothing too much to worry about. And then looking at this, I think we all decided that the corgi in the back is like the Queen's corgi. It's clearly not. I mean, looking at this picture here, it's clearly not it's not Law and Order. So I don't think we're gonna have anything like that that's going to show up. And then here we go. Everything that he comes with, as it shows you, obviously he's from Great Britain. So again, I think it's a nice looking figure. I think most people like it. The Joe, for the most part, has been knocking it out of the park with all that stuff. So, and let's see here. Palpatine is in the house quickly. Hasbro sure improved on the packaging. Or, you know what? I mentioned this before. I definitely would rather have the windowed packaging, but if Hasbro is telling you, hey, you know what, you have to do away with it, this is the way to do it. I mean, this looks top notch. I think G.I. Joe has done. I think the G.I. Joe team has done a wonderful job compared to the Marvel team and especially the Star Wars team, putting presentation into it. And it doesn't really mean a lot, but when you're spending this much money and they're taking stuff away, this is really what you need. So that's Big Ben. I pulled him up on pause because I figured he'd be the easiest. Yeah, when you go Uh, when you're looking to the range viper again, he is sold out. More likely than end up. I'm going to be 100% honest. I think like it's a cool looking figure. Seeing it now and seeing that it is a brain helmet. It says I am rebooting. What the hell are you talking about? Wait, man, are you serious? It's so this shit isn't working, huh? Everything's just all choppy. Hold on. You can't hear me. Am I back on now? Because I'm not seeing anything that indicates it. Actually, it is hardwired in. That's I made sure this is all. I made sure that it was all hardwired in. I always have. And that's actually what's really odd is for some odd reason when I'm on Firefox, it pops to like where it looks like I'm on Wi-Fi. Unfortunately, I can't really see here because I'm really small. So, anyway, Matthew, give me a call if it continues, or just hit me up with a text so I know that we're having issues. All right. So here's a range viper. Again, I think it's kind of cool. The helmet that's a yes, I tried unplugging and plugging it back in. I do like that the helmet is a is like a brain and it's not meant to be a brain. Yeah, it is time to get a new PC. There's no doubt about that, but yeah. But unfortunately, YouTube only pays so much, and it's not very much. We'll just say that right now. So again, this figure looks. I have a few of them on order. If I'm going to keep a whole bunch, I don't know. But it is nice. They give you a good amount of weapons. I do like what they. I love the weapons array that they give, from a grenade launcher to some sort of machine gun. Again, I've mentioned before, I don't have an issue with non-real guns that still look realistic. And then his pickaxe, the gun with the obviously extended magazine in it. And then his sai, which is really just a knife. But he comes with a lot of stuff. And I know people here have been, if you look at the back, it looks like a bunch of bats in the back, or maybe just one bat. It looks like there's some bats in the back. Nothing crazy though. And this is one where, unfortunately, people looked too hard, and people are trying to say that this is ambush back here. Listen, that's just part of the greenery. I don't get why people have this feeling that this is something. This is nothing. Bobby B's Battleground, he hit the nail on the head right away. This is from Crystals of Cobra, something like that. But yeah, that's what in my opinion, that is what the Easter egg is on this. And again, you don't need any huge Easter egg. You don't need a huge Easter egg all the damn time. Yeah, that's the Artist Shark says here. That's not Artist Shark. YouTube pay the half tank of gas and money left over for bean burrito and Taco Bell. I don't even know if they pay that much. And again, I'm gonna get into that, because I have no problem expressing to you guys what I've made here. You don't make very much. Again, I still am paying way more for all the figures that I review. But again, a lot of it has to do with, the bigger channels, when they start growing and stuff like that. That's where you start getting the super chats, different things like that. When people are sending like $100 super chat, which I think is absolutely nuts. But yeah, all that type of stuff. When you start getting 600, 700, 800 in a stream, that's where you're definitely going to start seeing an actual substantial amount. Um, and again, that's kind of some of the stuff I want to talk about when we get into it. All right, so that was really all the classified. Again, the stuff's been out for a week. I talked about it on Toy Kind of Mood. So I think let's remove this here. And this is where, I mean, I'm seeing 40 people in the chat right now, so it's kind of slow. It always seems to kind of start picking up sometime around 10 o'clock. I'm not sure what's turning off at 10 o'clock. And it's probably a whole bunch of YouTubers talking about Motu right now, but we're going to get into it. So I hope all of you will stick around because I really do like Motu. As I see the analytics, I see the viewership when I do a review of Masters of the Universe, and it starts to drop off. But hopefully, not only will it not drop off, hopefully the stream will stay steady. Again, I'm not really sure what else I need to do here. So, yeah, the Techno Viper, they already have that purple that I really wanted for the his tank driver or tactician, whatever she is. I really wanted that color. We already know it's all good. Oh, look, so B's done at 10 o'clock. I mean, so now he's here. So maybe he's the good luck charm. Maybe he comes in and I won't have to be all jittery and everything. Yeah, Eric, they haven't mentioned him, but I think, again, there's no reason why he wouldn't be in the pipeline there. Quick, brought this what is it? Yeah. All right. All right. Fuck. All right, guys, if you can hear me, I am goddamn slow. All right, let's see if this works. All right. So let's try this one more time, and then I can go extreme and go run and grab my work computer. But um, it kind of looks grainy looking at it here. Tell me what you guys see, what you guys hear. Man, this is just a complete clusterfuck at the biggest level. And I don't know why I'm having such problems. So tell me, guys, what are you seeing? Yeah. So Matthew's telling me the video is grainy. I'm trying to look over here and see. All right. So it looks like it's clearing up over here. I apologize, guys. I'm gonna have to fucking figure something out because I don't know why all of a sudden I started having so many issues. All right. So it looks good now. Let's see if that solves the problem. This just listen. If you're gonna have a shitty week, starting with your ex, letting you know she's having emergency surgery, you might as well just have a whole fucking shitty ass week, right? Like why not? All right. So what we were gonna get into was the Masters of the Universe shit. Um, so let's try it again. Uh, let's pull something up. Not pull something out. All right. Don't get don't. I can just I can see that it's stopping. God damn it. This thing is absolutely killing me. It's like I brought something up and it just automatically took a total effing shit. And I can see that it's getting greedy. Yeah, it's Viper Island. Viper Island came for me. Maybe that's why he doesn't do lives. Maybe he doesn't do lives because he knows something bad can happen. And you know what? It's possible. Give me one more. I'm gonna try one more thing. One more thing, and then I don't want to go extreme. I don't want to try and get the damn laptop because that's just crazy. But 1 second here. I'm gonna pull up where I know we had all this stuff. Now I can talk about stuff rather than try and show you guys everything. But of course, we want to talk the Motu stuff. Definitely check this up for Thursday, because wow, that's just going to be a monster disappointment if we try and do it like that. You know, as a man, I had issues, but I honestly have had no problems till just recently, and it's only with this. So anyway, it definitely does look a little grainy. And again, the computer is older, but this is stuff StreamYard, like they talk about StreamYard, is it keeps it. It's supposed to help you. You want to use a shitty computer, you can use a shitty computer. Every time I say Motu, it goes wonky. Should I say Masters of the Universe? I'd say I have the power, but I clearly don't have the power. I'm kind of scared I'm going to lose power, to be 100% honest. I'm getting one to pull this up because everything and see if it solves any issues. Let's see here. All right, so let's see if that solves anything. You hear that? It's like, he cares. Come here. Maybe we need Roman on you. Roman, say hi. There we go. Everyone gets to see Roman, right? There you go. Say hi. Say hi, buddy. Everyone loves you. Maybe you are. Maybe you're better. All right. Let's see here. So let's see if everything seems to be a little bit better now. I think I might have to go to start using my work laptop. I really don't want to pull that thing in. It's kind of going to be a pain in the ass going back and forth and setting shit up. But I guess we got to do what we got to do. All right, so let's present here. Share a screen. All right. Let's see here. All right. I'm like reading different things here. Share this screen. All right. Let's see. Yeah. Every time you call your dog, my wife's cat jumps up on my desk. You know, I saw today in Detroit. This is Detroit, man. In Detroit, go to a job. I get this stray dog. I see a stray dog. They said they've been trying to catch it all day. Just kind of sitting there. Bigger dog. I come out. I see another dog crossing the street. This is in Detroit. Carrying a rabbit in its mouth. Rips the fucking rabbit in half. And it's chomping on it, and then goes back and gets like the piece that it just left. So yeah, kind of crazy. But that's Detroit for you. All right. Let's get into now. This is where I have a harder time seeing if I'm choppy, because it's very small down here. So it's hard to say. So Matthew, send me a text if we start seeing that it's absolutely awful. So, all right, Masters of the Universe people, this is what you guys are here for. Hopefully it's not going to be choppy. And let's just say right off the bat here, the Talon Fighter and the Point Dread is absolutely awesome. And I'm going to try not to spend hours upon hours on everything here. Geek Dead like really broke it down. So, and there's Roman. You guys hear Roman? All right, so The Talon Fighter, if you remember, has the handle, which I think is awesome. It is made to fly. Flip that thing down. Oh, it doesn't flip it down. That's some other stuff. But they talked about it, and it does attach to the top of your Castle Grayskull. So if you do have a Castle Grayskull, this is going to look absolutely awesome. And they talked about how the dual guns here can also clip on over here. So you can have a radar tower or have the radar on top of here or swap the guns. And I love the fact that they put actual windows in here so it's nice and clear. So again, anytime that you don't have the clear in anything, it just, you can see it. Like you see the Skyhawk, you know. So you see something like this. The Skyhawk here, you know, with no like windows on it. It doesn't, you know, it stands out. Especially as we've gotten older and you start to see things like that and you're like, oh man, I really wish that had windows. So I think that looks really nice. And here on the back, you know, they showed all the different things that are right there. Again, I think knocked it out of the park. It looks like what we had back in the 80s. And I've heard some people complain that they don't want to see stuff, you know, back from the 80s. But, I mean, this is an upgrade for everything that we had. It is so seamless when you put it with Masters of the Universe. Okay, so close this out. And we'll move on to the next one. And this is the Snake Armor Man-at-Arms. I actually think it looks kind of good, to be honest. It's just kind of a weird look to him. I like the color for what it's supposed to be. And again, he has all the same accessories. They give him a few different things. And it almost kind of looks like his mace may have been redone. But it's hard to say. Do I need another Man-at-Arms? Not really sure. But I do think he looks pretty good here. It's different. Just something different. And that's what we really need. We need different things. And I'll tell you what, Mattel, for their last hurrah of the Masters of the Universe, I don't want to say the four-letter word put together. I'm a road trooper, goes on with Roman. Hey, you know what? If Roman can help, and I'm all for it. If I got to bring in the little Bichon Shih Tzu that I'm watching right now, I am all for it. Here you have the Eternia Guard Infiltrator. Now, I absolutely love this. I have like 2 Eternia Guards. They're just really cool, and you can make a vintage Man-at-Arms if you like. But I like the fact that, you know, you have like this different green. So he's going to fit in with your guards. But, I mean, it definitely looks like you can see the snake eyes throughout his mask, which is cool. It's something different. And these are things that maybe the 200X or 2000X, whatever you want to call it, maybe they have stuff like that. I wasn't really into that. So, again, they dropped so much stuff. And now here we have Squeeze. Now, if this guy does not remind you of Stretch Armstrong, I don't know what's going to. Just something different. And clearly they made it so he has bendy wires in there. So it took Marvel Legends how long to do the bendy wires in the Doc Ock? But here we have this Squeeze figure where there's no way they're selling nearly as many of these as they are Marvel Legends. But I'll tell you what, Mattel is, I mean, they're putting stuff out there, and it's completely new tooling. Everything on this figure is new tooling. Again, I think Mattel went all out. I mean, it looks kind of ridiculous, but again, you're kind of playing with like barbarians that sometimes have laser guns and different things like that. So that is Squeeze. And now we have Spikor. I'm not a big fan of this figure. He looks kind of quirky, different things like that. But he is a character. I guess you feel you need to have. I might skip this one. Might wait to see if I see it on clearance. Again, I mentioned before when it comes to Masters of the Universe, Marvel Legends, anything like that. This is where you wait to see it if it goes on clearance on Amazon or Target. I'll give you the same picture, and here he is, kind of swinging. Well, that is interesting. So this looks like it protrudes. So that's kind of cool that it kind of like shoots out. Again, I was not the biggest Master of the Universe fan, and I don't even remember this figure back when I was a kid, but it was as I was coming out. Okay, so it's just a swappable hand. He looks kind of weird. Looks kind of crazy, to be honest. It's a weird looking figure. And then we have a snake face. Now this is supposed to be, I guess, somewhat like Medusa. I don't know. This one doesn't really do much for me. It is some different type of tooling, that is for sure. Now, it is cool that they give you a different head with kind of like the snakes coming out of the eyes and the tongue and everything. Again, they're really going big with all the stuff that they're giving us. I heard on Geek Dead Life they had actually asked about the this little snake thing here, if it does anything, and I don't think it does. Let's see here. But yeah, I mean, he looks okay. I'll probably pass on him. I'm not being a completionist when it comes to any of the Masters of the Universe. Quickly, let's take a look at some stuff here. Matthew Matson, Cobra Kai, Do or Die. Listen, Cobra Khan is awesome. Cobra Kai is pretty awesome too. There's no doubt about that. I'm just kind of looking through everything that you guys are talking about. Like I didn't have time while the stream wasn't working and stuff. I will admit this is not going to be my best show that I've ever done. And I can tell by the streamers. But hey, you know what? I talk Motu and I know it just starts hitting that. Anyway, so this figure, what is this one? This is the Dragon Blaster Skeletor. I think this one looks really good. From the chain that you have on here, and you can see that it's a real chain. Now, it's going to be a cheap chain, but that's exactly what you would expect, right? But you have his sword. But I think it just looks really good. It's a different Skeletor than what we've had before. I think it's better than the big claw one with the other dragon on. I don't remember what the hell the thing is. I think I have it up here somewhere. Yeah, I don't even have that thing on him. The Cobra Claw one. But I think this one was really nice. I'm not sure what you guys think. And you can see it looks like the chain's going to move back and forth and just kind of wrap around them. So this one I will probably be picking up. It looks like it will be a deluxe. PNC Games says, that was my favorite Skeletor. Will this one spray water? I hope so. I think it's so disappointing that Cobra Khan doesn't. That was just that right there was everything. Like that was such a cool feature. And just like the whole Power Punch He-Man, that one bothers me because it really should have some caps and you should have some sort of sound that's popping. All right, so mini comic Manny faces. Now, this looks better than anything that we have seen, in my opinion. And again, I actually like the way this looks. He kind of looks like he obviously isn't wearing a shirt, so maybe it's sun's out, guns out. But it does look like the faces might be different. That definitely. I mean, I don't think My Manny Faces has that monster face. Now this, looks more like a bodysuit than the other picture. Like this looks more like it's skin. I believe he's supposed to have a bodysuit. If anyone is there, they can, they can correct me. And then here is like the robot face, which I think looks really good. And again, they're different faces, so it's nice that we're going to get something different rather than constantly buying the same thing over and over and over. What is it? A Skeletor with the claws and pink halter top. I have it right back there. I have it sitting right back there, so I know exactly what you're talking about. You mean this one? There he goes. I don't have the claws on him. I don't even know where the claws are. They probably fall under there. My box, but the halter top. That's straight out of the 80s right there. The halter top. But I do like this one. I think this figure looks pretty good. I'll probably pick one up. And then I like this. I don't care for this He-Man, but I gotta say this, John, let me tell you, yeah, you didn't miss anything. There's been rebooting, there's been freezing up, so you pretty much missed nothing of importance because it's been a complete clusterfuck all day, all stream. And I can tell by the viewership because if I'm sitting here at 33, that is way low for me. Just from what we've been doing in the past. So this one here, this looks like it's going to be a 4-pack. And I don't care for this He-Man. But if he's going to come in the pack, if this is a decent price, I hope it's not like Hasbro where they give you 4 and it costs more than what 4 figures would cost because it makes no sense. Yeah, unfortunately, John, it's happened like 2 weeks in a row. And we have another stream coming up on Thursday that I really have to make sure all of this stuff is ironed out. So anyway, this here has the Camel-Con head and Whiplash's body, I believe, and then has like the extended head. I think this looks absolutely awesome. And then I do like these, and you can clearly tell they're just minions, but giving us 2 different colors rather than just one normal color is way better. And Travis has shown up. And Travis, yes, you are not missing anything either. The reboots, the freeze ups. It's been a mess of a live stream. A real mess. So I will say this: I'm glad if this is a 4-pack that I did not pick up this He-Man because just awful. Let's see, Travis here. He says, I got acting class, but just wanted to check in and say hi. What's up? Thank you, Punk, for being on. Thank you for having me. I'm glad my stream didn't bug out when I was on your show because it's been absolutely awful today. But hey, you know what? I like just seeing you pop on in here. We're all busy. We all have real world. We're not all actual kids, believe it or not. We just buy toys. So, anyway, I like this. Again, if this pack isn't pricing everyone out, I really just want these 3 right here. Matthew, I am right with you. That's why I didn't order him. He's like the one that I didn't order because I'm like, if I find him for like $6, I'll pick him up. And now it's kind of like I'm kind of gonna be forced. To buy him in this 4-pack. So that's what the Snake Bend bundle. Here's the Mouse Man. Now, from everything that we've heard so far, he's going to be a Walmart exclusive, and they were really talking about this on Geek Dad Life when they were doing the stuff. Travis, yeah, I spit all over the place. Hey, listen, hopefully we're going to be getting to it real shortly. I didn't expect Mattel to drop the next 4 years of waves of Master of the Universe stuff. So, but here we have another flocked figure, or the flocked figure, I guess. They don't have any flocked ones out yet. So it means he will not be showing up in the Frush's display, because Robo hates flocked, which I find really, really funny. That, like, he just hates it so much, and anytime he talks about it, like, seeing his face, just that makes me laugh. But they gave you both Beastman heads. Now this is Beastman. He's flocked. Now here's the other Beastman that comes from the mini comic or first appearance, and they didn't flock it. I actually like the way that one looks. This one looks like what's the NBA player with the big beard? I think he keeps bouncing around. That's what he looks like. I'm not a big fan of his overlays here, but it's something different, I guess. Yes, Robo. Yes, Robo hates flocked. He's so disgusted. It makes me. It's hilarious because, like, you can tell it's not a gimmick. Like, you can tell there's something about it. James Harden, that's it. Viper's gonna do exactly what I was talking about. You see it though, right, Viper? Like, you see what I'm talking about. The Beastman armor is wait, you're asking why I hate it? I just don't like the way this one looks on him. I don't like the yellow. I know that it went with the accessory pack. They talked about that. No, the second head isn't flocked, but I think it. So yeah, and this looks like King Kong, like the face and everything. If it was brown, it would look like King Kong from this angle. You're asking why I don't like it? I just don't like the yellow and the like the. It looks like he's dirty. Oh wait, hold on. No, why do they use Beastman's armor? It looks wrong. Okay, from what I understand, is that Mossman came just completely flocked. He didn't have anything, but the Masters of the Universe accessory packs had Beastman in there, or the Beastman accessories, and it was yellow, and people would put it on there. So the same thing that they did with the with Wonder Man, where he actually didn't come with the I forget whose body armor he came with, or that he's coming with. They said, like, they just kind of gave it to him because that's what everyone did. All right, hold on 1 second, guys. Got to yell for the meatloaf. Okay, dog needs to go out. Zodak, yes. So yeah. The Zodak is what Wonder Bread Man has. Yeah, I think so. So yeah, so I think it's awesome. Like, the fact that what the Mattel guys are doing, the Masters of the Universe team, what they do, like looking at what people did in the past, like associating all that stuff, is really awesome in my opinion. I think they do a really good job of that, because they looked and they're like, hey, let's not just make him, what we gave him, but everyone put the accessory packs on him. I would love to know what people did with the accessory packs for G.I. Joe, because I know what figures I used, like different weapons and things like that. So I think that's actually a really, really cool thing. All right, so here we have the Skeletor and Screech. Now, I really do, I do like these colors. They are different. It's something, just something different, and it kind of matched the Screech up there. But I think it's really cool. It's just nice to have something different with a different colorway, and it really does pop. And then to get the Screech, and obviously that's going to go with Zora, right? I move that. But yeah, pretty cool here. Again, there's just so much Motu stuff right now, and I know it doesn't draw the ratings for me, like if I was talking G.I. Joe. And here's the Ruler of the Sun. Now this is all right. Now I like what the Motu team does. They pulled in the Rulers of the Sun. They made like the Wonder Man, and they gave him the stuff that people put with him, the Moss Man. I gotta say, man. So these figures here, oh man, these figures here. So here we have Psych Out with the broken Juggernaut helmet. Like he looks so weird. So no one wanted Psych Out for G.I. Joe, right? Isn't it Psych Out? And then you have a broken Juggernaut helmet. Here you have Pizza Man, and that's obviously his sword, so he can cut the pizza. I mean, tell me those aren't pepperoni in the pizza. And this guy looks like he's Glacier. Like he got Glacier's outfit from WCW. I want to say it was Glacier. Maybe it was another wrestler that was really corny. Honeycomb Man. Just, I understand. Like, and listen, I fully understand like what she did when she created Rulers of the Sun, and I embrace it and I love it. But the figures don't look awful, but their accessories. I mean, this guy's got sprockets all over. Like, I'm sorry. I don't know. These might go straight to clearance if they even make it there. I would assume that like this would be like a Target exclusive, which the Rulers of the Sun right now is on sale right now for $25. So if you haven't picked it up yet, it used to be $50. Give $25. All those figures are really good. They're the basic figures. Eric Thurman asked, this is a part of the Rulers of the Sun. So if you don't know what the Rulers of the Sun is, back in the 80s, a kid basically just went, him and his mom were shopping, and he said, there's no one that represents me. And his mom did what a lot of people did, was she created these Rulers of the Sun, and has all kinds of different nationalities, different races, all encompassing. And then Mattel asked if she'd be willing to let them be part of their actual universe. So now they're actually part of the lore. But some of the, again, this was a mom trying to create figures in the 80s. Sega was great for it in Infestation Comics. Dude, Sega he's such an awful figure. Let's see here. Looks like the guy from the Kentucky Fried Movie. Do you mean Big Jim Slade? Is that who you're talking about? But he's, I'm sorry. cannot listen. We're not getting off track on the Kentucky Fried Movie, but when Big Jim Slade just smashes through the wall and saves and rescues all the people that are like trapped. Oh my god! Again, I think the bodies. I mean, the heads look really good, to be honest. This one here is just Sunman, but I do like these other guys. And you're right, he does look like Big Jim Slade. Okay, all right. So, again, clearance like Yellow Juggernaut was like out. All right, enough of ripping on these things. I can't. I just can't. All right. This here, these are the ones I can't wait for. Glow in the dark skeletons for the Masters of the Universe. They really have no association with any group. So it's kind of like, all right, like, where do we go? Like who are we gonna have with this? And to me, this is awesome. This is exactly what you want. And there are two colorways. I mean, this, like, looking at these here, if you buy two, it's like those female the female Cobra Troopers. You can mix and match, but the glow in the dark. Now, if you do not have the Scare Glow, and even the it's one of the Rulers of the Suns figures, that glow in the dark is awesome. They look, I mean, seriously, that stuff glows in the dark so well. And then you look at someone like Super 7 who's putting out like $50 figures and you can't get shit to glow in the dark. These things look awesome. And they're a different type of body because they're skeletons. But you just look at them and this is like, they could fit anywhere. And I think you can fit them in with any type of skeleton. Obviously, they're not going to have the same structure as, let's say, what Fight Studios is doing or Mythic Legions, but you could easily fit these in. And the fact that they glow in the dark, I will be buying at least one pack. And like I said, if you have Scare Glow, you know how well he glows. And so you're going to have a whole bunch of glow in the dark. Look at that. Like, now, are they going to go glow green? I don't know. Scare Glow doesn't. He's more of like this yellow. But I think these look. I was so stoked when I saw them. I know I've only seen Geek Day Life talk about these, but I remember when they first showed these, they were talking about it, and John had said, "Hey, you know what? I hope those things glow in the dark." And sure enough, they glow in the dark. Now I don't know why they're chasing each other here. It looks kind of chasing each other. But either way, a pretty good shot there. Just really good, and 4 different accessories, so you can just mix and match, and you're gonna have a whole bunch of different. Yeah, Neon at Night. Like, I mean, he needs to do a special Master Universe episode for Neon at Night. All right, I think that ends. Oh no, and then there's so these Origins, these are ones that have already been out, so I'm not even going to go into them. I believe I've already discussed them. Masterverse, and let's just be honest, the Masterverse, I really only pick them up if I find them on clearance, and that's because I went all in on the Origins at first, and I'm just going to say this. If I would have waited a little bit longer, I probably would have went all in on Masterverse. I think we're at 10:40 topics here, so we're going to get to. We got to get to the Masterverse reveals. They look amazing. Some of these I just knocked it out of the park. So Oh wait, so it's having issues again. Let's see here. Let me remove this. Let's see how I look. All right. So is the stream okay? Let's just hope it's good. All right. So add this to the stream. All right. So Deluxe Whiplash. I am not a huge Whiplash fan, but I gotta say, this figure looks absolutely amazing. And the one of the things that I think when you look at this type of stuff, this is a one-time tooling. They're just gonna have to do repaints because I don't know really how you reuse, these legs and arms and different things like this. And this is something that other companies will tell you, hey, you know what? We got to charge you more. Like someone like Super 7. Well, I'm using it once, but Mattel's doing the same thing and they're giving it to us for $20 to $30. I'm not a big fan of this helmet here or the body armor, but again, it comes off. And this is his actual torch, and this comes off. So you can see where the torch goes, but it kind of looks like another weapon if you want to. And this flame can be used for so many other different types of dioramas. But then when you get everything off him, it looks really good. And this picture here, it just kind of stands out. Just absolutely, I don't know, like it just stands out. You see how this tail sets, and it's awesome. This is one that I would definitely be looking for. It goes on sale because I am trying to keep it a little. I don't really want to get too much into the Masterverse stuff. So okay, Buzz Off looks. I don't know. Not a big fan of Buzz Off. His face looks like one of the Ultron bots from. What do you want, buddy? Here, come say hi to everyone. Come up here. Say hi. Say hi. Fix my stream here. You gotta get you off. Everyone loves you. Come here, buddy. Come on. Come on. You just went out. Olivia just let you out, buddy. He just let you out. Okay? So you can't keep doing this. All right? You want to go outside? Go. Go by with someone else. Two other kids in the house. All right. All right, guys. So here's Buzz Off. Again, I think he looks like the Ultron bot, the face. Not a fan of it. Even the different wings does absolutely nothing for me. Now, I will say his pinchers are articulated, so you can actually open and close them, which is much better than we've ever been able to do before. But to me, this is the dud that I had seen. The absolute dud, to be honest. Fan. Clawful here. I think he looks really good. I've never been a fan of these feet with any of the figures, but I know it's part of the Motu lore. So not a big fan of the feet, but hey, they work. It's what they're supposed to be. Now, I don't really care for this body armor. I think it looks stupid. But again, you don't need it. You don't need it on. Boba Wave, nice to see you over here. Yes, Roman is definitely the star of the show. There is no doubt about that. And he seems to keep the stream going really good. So, did I forget to add this to the stream? Man, somebody needs to let me know that I didn't add this to the stream. I'm looking over here. Oh, Clawful, the big claw. I think he looks really cool. you're just looking at this picture here. Again, same pictures as Buzz Off uses, and you can see right here that they are articulated. And obviously, the big ones can be articulated. But it looks like you're going to be able to get them in some nice action shots. I don't mind this on the back of them. That doesn't look that bad. But again, I don't like this big body armor that he comes with. All right. Here is Prince Adam. I don't know what to say about this one. Rock Lobster. Digital Diarrhea, nice to see you. That is something that I have kind of tossed around doing. So hopefully we can kind of come up with something. Believe it or not, I actually talked to my daughter about it this week, about trying to do some stuff. So it is goofy as shit. It's kind of cool to have, to have him. Oh, he wants the other dog? Come here, buddy. Here, we'll show you the second dog. So this is my old dog. Come here, buddy. That my ex took. But he still comes to visit every now and then. He's a little bit smaller.
I'm trying to lick his feet.
Hey, don't do that. There we go. This is Sheldon. He's not nearly as loud as Roman. But sometimes he looks at Roman like he's an absolute idiot. Like he's an idiot. Okay. So let's get this back to the stream. All right. Be gone, dogs.
Tell your dog to stay in because he's
not
coming in my room because Sheldon's in my room. And then Sheldon will go out of my room and then Roman will come in and then
Roman is pouting because I kind of have my old dog for the week because she had to have surgery, so he's spending time here and my dog pouts about it because he's a big baby. So anyway, I think this figure's kind of fun, to be honest, but it's nice to have a smaller Adam rather than one that looks just like He-Man and no one can seem to figure out. But it's just kind of quirky. He has this laughing head. But I'm sure you can probably find lots of things to use it for. And then you have like the sword when it's changing. So now this here, New Adventure Skeletor. I don't care about New Adventures, so we'll go through pretty quickly. I will say the detail on this is really nice. At least everything that I had seen, I think the detail looks really nice. And if you like New Adventures, this might be right up your alley of what you're looking for. But it kind of looks like he's wearing a mushroom on his head. And there it looks like he's about to do the most muscular pose. I never understood the New Adventures of stuff. But I gotta say, the back here, there's detail on his back, kind of running down his spine, and it looks amazing. So, I don't want to poo-poo on it, but it's just, I don't care anything about New Adventures. If I saw the thing for $1, I probably would not buy it. Here's a classic merman. I feel like we've had merman. I know we've had merman. I feel like we've already had 2 merman, and we're able to make classic merman. So I'm not really sure why they're tossing out another one. Let's see here. You can put that smile face on Adam, and he can put a puppet. You know what? All right. You know what? That's the best comment. I know. Better than all your all your people with your Netscape and my AOL. Again, I never really liked Merman to be, but hey, PNC says all he has is Merman. So, and I guess there's a bunch of them, right? They're kind of like they can be an army builder. So, yeah, I mean, if it works for you, cool. I love the fact that they're just making this stuff for us. Here's a classic Fakor. As I said, with his tape deck on his chest. He clearly has the Karen hairdo. The pink armor. I'm not really sure what's going on with the axe here. It's obviously has some paint on it with some silver. So I don't know if there was something in the cartoon that maybe when it was pulled out, when it was being forged. But I think this looks pretty good. I'm not a big fan of the hair. Again, it just looks like a female with really short hair. Not a big fan of that. It doesn't look like He-Man's hair. But I think the figure, other than that, looks pretty good. But again, how many He-Mans do we have? And they're probably all using the same buck. But hey, you know what? That's how you get your money's worth. That's how you get a tool that's Spike Gore and stuff. Here's Clamp Champ. I think Clamp Champ is one of the absolute worst Motu figures. I think the Origins one is awful. I think this one looks pretty good. I've always hate his weapon. He just falls over. It's just too big and clunky. And I think that the Origins figure and the original figure looks awful. But this figure looks really good. There's not really too much to him. He has, same body armor, I believe, as a Fisto. So looks pretty good. I know he does die. Spoiler alert. I believe he dies, right? He's one of the few that die. But again, this is one that you will see for on clearance for $15. Let's see. There are 2 He-Man bucks, the original and the 40th buck. Yeah, because one is bigger and then the other one is a little bit skinnier. I don't know. I have the SEC. That's the one I like. Web Store. He looks too much like a spider. I don't like spiders. Even though I do have an Origins Web Store, this thing will not be in my house. Matter of fact, it's probably going to give me nightmares tonight. It looks wonderful. But, oh, God, it just looking at it, it kind of creeps me out. Yeah, him and Fisto die. That's what I thought. I liked Revelations. I really did. I thought it was pretty good. It was better than this live stream's been. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, this guy, he's a spider, so he will not be in my house because I hate spiders. Now, Ram Man here. I think Ram Man looks awesome. And they talked about it, and it looks like his legs have a rubber overlay, so you don't see any knee joints in it. But I look at this, and this is just like I don't know, prehistoric, but an old-time Juggernaut. I love the different helmets. I think they just look absolutely awesome. Here you have this different armor, and then you have his classic axe. But just looking at it, I think he just stands out, and I love. This is one that I will probably be looking to get when I see him on sale, because I think he just stands out. But now, the one thing that Jay did say is that he said that he's not as big as some of the other figures, which doesn't seem to make too much sense. But here he is running. I mean, that is a Juggernaut pose right there. I know he's not the Juggernaut, but that is a total Juggernaut pose running. And then here he looks like a samurai, or I don't know. This one to me knocks it out of the park. I didn't realize you can hold his axe. Like I said, some of the stuff I wasn't able to see. All right. I know we're coming to the end here. And then, oh yeah. So down here, all right. This one does absolutely nothing for me. So if you feel different, chime in on the chat, because I would love to hear what someone else says. So I see this thing, and I see two different things. One is Mars Attacks with the helmet, or um, or The Simpsons and their people. But I see Mars Attacks completely right. Like this is. I mean, I don't know. I think it's awful. Just not what I'm interested in. Again, this is one that could be on sale for $5, and I doubt that I would pick it up. But yeah, this again, just not my thing. No matter of fact, didn't we just see this on like The Mandalorian? I swear, like we did just see that on The Mandalorian, something like that. Grizzlor, this one's a little different. No, it's not Frogger. It is not Frogger. It is Deluxe Slushhead. I think they said he was from New Eternia or New He-Man. I don't know. New Adventures. Possibly. So Grizzlor here. So this is a little different. He's not flocked at all, or not flocked. Doesn't have fur all over him. He kind of has like this furry thing that to me looks more like a bear skin that he's going to be wearing. And then you have, his body armor, his axe, his horde crossbow, but he has no hair, no real hair or fake hair on his head. So he just, I don't know. He looks like he's wearing like bearskin rug or something. Not really like the greatest thing. I don't even like the face sculpt. I think it looks really, I just don't think it looks that good. So, and then, okay, so here's the last one. Now this is the Horde Skeletor. So if you were watching the TV show, you would see at the end he gets taken by the Horde. And I have to say, what I saw while watching Geek Dead Life, I thought this one looked really good. So it looks like you got some soft goods here for kind of the robe that's going to hang around him. The Havoc staff looks really cool. The color scheme, I think, really, really just fits. This red and black. The purples that they're using on him. His face sculpt. I think this one really pops. This is definitely one that I could see myself, if I find it at clearance or on sale, going for. I would love for like this to glow. Like stuff like that, it would just pop on the shelf. And there he is. Again, I think a really nice looking figure. Again, I think that Mattel really showed you. Yeah, so Will R says he digs the Skeletor. Again, I think what we're gonna have is, Mattel just went all out. It kind of reminds me of like so many people have been like, wow, is the G.I. Joe team and Hasbro really responding to what Action Force is doing? And it's kind of like the Mattel and the Motu team is almost just reacting to what Scott the Guru has been saying. It's like, hey, you think this is it? Here you go. We're going to show you that this brand isn't dead. And again, I know that most of you guys tune in to hear stuff about Action Force and G.I. Joe, but listen, the two past things with G.I. Joe, one came out on Wednesday, the next one came out on Tuesday. So by the time I got to it, it's long gone. But all of this, but again, people get niched into stuff. I watched Geek Dead Live. Like over 800 people, going over this, and I'm sure guys like Mega J and Toy Habits and all that are probably already live streamed about it and talked about it. So, what can I say? But I wanted to get to it. There's other stuff. Obviously, we had a whole bunch of mishaps and issues, and we haven't even got to the topic at hand, which was to talk about YouTube. So I guess we should get to that. Unless if anyone else has anything to say before I get into my rants, my talks. So let me do a couple things here because I absolutely lost everything. Yeah, so Rich Murphy actually hit me up today. I don't think he's going to mind me saying this. He said he actually started picking up some of the Mochi stuff because of the reviews and this stuff. So yeah, but that's why I do my reviews. Just, I want to kind of give you guys, like, if you're not willing to buy it, and I'm not saying I'm willing to, but you don't really want to go off on a limb and buy something, and you see someone do a review, and that's where you're just kind of like, oh, okay, well, you know what? Maybe I'm going to give it a chance. All right, so let me see if I can pull this up here. I'll try and do this. Like I said, I don't really have an issue with showing YouTube. I don't watch it now. I doubt we'll get a lot more, but maybe people. I watch it back and I watch how many people watch it. And I may actually because streamless app. See here again. You gotta be kidding me. Hold on. I want to see if this comes up. Yep. This is killing me. All right. So it looks like it's good again. Back and forth. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Yeah, I know. So now Matthew's actually hitting me up when he's texting me when there's issues. So unfortunately, something I thought was going to be a pretty good topic may end up never being seen, but we're going to find out. So anyway, so this one is for all the content creators out there. And I mentioned before, I don't really care. It doesn't bother me if you see my special really show, but I do want to talk about some of the stuff and what you may see. And I see that it's rebooting, and this is something. This is truly something else. I don't know why I'm having so many. I don't know why I'm having so many issues. I shouldn't be. I have good service. I should have good stream. Everything should be on the up and up. And I know the kids aren't on everything. All right. So starting to look better. All right, so let's just get into this. Okay, so first off, if you want to do YouTube, the first advice that anyone can give you, and I've heard all the content creators talk about it, and that is just do it. Make a video. If you have to, I make everything. All my videos are done on the iPhone. And I know some people are actually shocked about it. And I use iMovie to edit everything. And obviously my edits aren't the greatest. I don't spend a lot of time doing stuff like that. But again, I'm giving you something that I think that you guys actually enjoy seeing. It's firsthand breaking the figures out, and you're seeing what it's going to be when you open your stuff up. And to me, that's the niche that I definitely have come with. So if you're going to do a live stream, you just got to do it. And the one thing that I've heard, so one of the guys that I listen to is Nick Nimmin, and after I'm done, I'm going to put links to the different guys. My dog farted, and it goddamn fucking stinks. Damn it, Roman. There's other people in this room. Well, there's another person in this room. Eric, I want to do shorts. Let me tell you something. I can't give you any information on shorts because my shorts suck. I can't figure them out. They are very difficult. No, Roman. Just go lay down. Should have said your name. So anyway. Yeah, so you want to do a live stream. Again, it's just open it up and do it. You know what? And you have to watch everything. You got to watch what people are saying because YouTube will definitely come down on you. But again, a lot of people don't want to put themselves on camera. And one of the things that I think has grabbed a lot of attention with people getting to know me and like what I'm doing, is that you do see my face and you get to know my personality. And it's like you guys actually, it's like you're getting to know who I am. And I'm okay with that. A lot of people, they don't do that. They just have their hands in. And that's fine. That's the type of videos you want to do. No big deal. I mean, I've heard many people say, hey, your videos go on too long. Well, you know what? That's how I do them. There's more than enough YouTube for everyone. But one thing that I heard Nick Nimmin, and you'll hear me say his name a lot because he's one of the creators I listen to, is he says, you may not want to be on camera. You may not like the way you look or what you sound, but understand this. What you see is what everyone sees anyway. Everybody sees that. So it's no different. It's just weird to you because you don't see yourself or hear yourself. So the first thing that I can say is you want to start making videos, just do it. Get them out there. Start tweaking. Don't delete stuff. You want to see the videos that I did at the beginning, they're all there. The only things that I've removed off this channel are personal things, and I think I removed some of the skateboarding stuff because it doesn't go with the channel. Because you want to keep things together because you don't just want to get like all your family members. You want people that are going to be in your niche. So first off, you just get out there and you do it. And then the other thing is you have your titles and you have your thumbnails and then you have your descriptions. And a lot of the videos that I'm doing, obviously, it's a review. And I'm going after people that are watching, that want to know about the Motu or the G.I. Joe or Action Force. So there's not too much to do. But let's say when I did something like the video on the size of the classified vehicles. Well, that's something that, you kind of have a catchy, description and a catchy name for the video because you want people to see it and go, okay, what is this? And the thumbnail is, all about someone seeing it and they're going to grab it. And I wish I would have known this at the beginning. I didn't even know what thumbnails were. You put some and let's say you thumbnail. YouTube has like 3 or 4 different pictures, and I would just pick one. Watching to see if I freeze up. So YouTube will just pick one, but you want to create one yourself. And the one thing that I will suggest, and this is something I found, is that create yourself a logo and have that logo on every single thumbnail. So if someone's scrolling by and let's say they like your content, well, guess what? They're going to scroll by and they're going to see your logo and they're going to go, oh, maybe I'll just watch that. I like this guy. I like this girl. I like what they have to say. I don't even know if I'm going to like this, but I'm going to watch their video. So your titles, your descriptions, those are the keywords that you're looking for. They all say now that you don't want to spend more than 30 seconds doing hashtags because hashtags don't really use the same. They're not used the same way as they used to be. I have specific hashtags that are already populated. So if I do a Master Universe, I just cut and paste. Boom. That PNC right here, like I said, I have my logo on every social. And that's what I started doing. All my memes, I started doing them. And put them in a place, if possible, where someone can't just crop it out. Because we know that people do that. They try and crop things out. So the other thing that I've always said this about live streams. And this is one thing I talked to Travis about is when you're going to do live streams, you have to pick a time and day and be there every single week or every bi-week. And people will get to know that you're on that day. Now, it's hard because you got to figure it. It's like a TV channel in many ways. You're going to have competition, and who cares? I mean, there's more than enough YouTube for all of us. If someone isn't going to watch me live, maybe they're watching someone else, but they like hearing what I have to say. They're going to come back and watch it later on. But as I mentioned to Travis numerous times, like, you guys got to pick a day. I don't know when the Toy Kind of Mood is on. Now, you guys have switched to Wednesdays, but you got to, like, I mentioned, like, you got to be consistent on it. Geek Dad Life is on Sundays at 9 o'clock. What is the other one? Toy Anxiety, 9:30 on Tuesdays. Like, I know when these are on. And the other thing is, okay, but Tony, I agree with you, but here's where I'm going to kind of disagree with you guys. You have 4 people doing it. You have 4 people. So you can have one grab a couple other people. And again, listen, we're not making a bunch of money off this. So I understand that. But picking a certain day, I feel like I'm picking on Tony here. I only pick on the Tony Romo that throws interceptions, even as an announcer. But like, you pick a day, and you also want to try not to go up against someone that you know is going to kill you. I was no way I was going up on Sundays. I was not going up against Geek Dad Life. We talk about a lot of the same stuff. There's a lot of crossover viewers, more crossover viewers where I get a few of theirs. A bunch of you guys probably go over there. But I wasn't going to go against them, and I wasn't going against Toy Anxiety. A lot of that has to do with, I like those shows, but I also have to figure out where I'm available. The other thing, when I name the show, it's Monday night. Now, that's kind of generic because you have Monday Night Football, Monday Night Raw, and different things like that, but the day of my show is in the name. So consistency, if you're going to do that. The other thing that I started doing later, if you ever notice, almost all my videos come out at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yes, I should say that. And in the analytics, you'll see when people are on, like your viewers, when they're actually on. I'll pull some of this up, but we've seen how bad it's been working here. So what's kind of crazy is you have YouTube Studio, and you have different things that they show you easier on the computer, and then you have some on your phone that actually look, yeah. I see I'm bouncing around. This is killing me, guys. I'm so sorry at how awful this looks. What the hell is that, dude? Live viewers. This is weird as shit, guys. This is just a messed up stream. But thank you guys for all sticking around. I do appreciate it. Again, not going to go down as my best. But anyway, pick a day, pick a time, and drop. That's when you drop your videos. The other thing that you have to watch for is I've seen some people that are trying to do it and they drop like 4 or 5 videos in one day. If you are trying to grab traction, from what I understand, is that YouTube will only push out to everyone 3 videos in a 24-hour period. So if you're going to be doing like 5 videos, you're best not to just kind of push them all out within an hour, within an hour of each other, because it's going to cause YouTube to kind of like pull back, and some of those videos aren't going to go out. I don't really, and from what I understand, that also has to do with your community tab, which is something you want to use too. They've all talked about using the community tab to maybe bump up an old video, something that that has some traction. So Matthew says here, I think more YouTube will stop notifications past that. Yep, and it's a 24-hour period. So if I dropped a video at 7 o'clock today, I could drop another one at 9 o'clock. I could drop another one at 12, and then at 9 o'clock in the morning, it resets in that 24-hour period. But yeah, you just can't be pushing it out there and think that they're going to send out notifications. But from what I'm told, shorts do not count. From what I've watched and what I've been hearing, shorts don't count. So you can push out shorts all damn day because they want you to push out shorts because they want to take those TikTok viewers. That's the big reason why YouTube has pushed for the shorts and why they're paying people just a little bit of money. And that's really what they're paying on their shorts. So anyway, then when you do your videos, you want to add your end screens. You want to keep people on. You want to keep people on the platform, but you definitely want to keep people. You want to keep people in your videos. So if you notice on my end screens, if anyone ever makes it to the end of my 30-minute videos, I always have a playlist normally for whatever videos I'm doing. So if it's a classified one, you're going to see the playlist of the classified. And then sometimes I pick a specific video that I think links with it pretty well. Or I pick something that it's like, hey, you know what? I just kind of let YouTube pick like one of my other videos. It's usually one of the last ones that you're going to see. The other thing is, and this was something that if you watch some of my old videos, you'll see, is they say do not ask people to subscribe. This dog needs to go take a shit. Just frightened. Good Lord. They say do not ask people to subscribe or even like your channel until you've given them something. So they said if you come in right off the bat, you just come in and you're like, hey, like and subscribe and get into it. Well, you haven't even given them a reason of what what you are. What them. They want to have an idea. So if you notice in all my videos now, I tell you what we're going to be talking about, and then I'll ask you to subscribe, or wait until I'm about to get into where you see the hands, because I've given you the reason, and hopefully you've watched enough to go, okay, you know what? And it seems to have worked for the most part. Before I never used to really ask, and then you ask at different times. They also say to ask like when you are showing. Let's say you're reviewing a. You're showing something off. Well, you're kind of in the middle moving something around. That's when you say, hey, if you don't mind, give this video a like, give this video a subscribe, or give the channel a subscribe. That's when you're supposed to kind of be doing stuff like that. Let's see. Eric Thurman says, watching this kind of makes me want to restart posting, making videos. I'll be honest. When you start learning more, you want to start doing the stuff and just kind of seeing if it actually works. Do they have to finish watching the video to the end? You mean to the end screen? Oh, no. Okay, so I'll show you guys on a video here. No, from what I understand, even if you hover over something and you see it move, it counts as a view, but it doesn't mean that it counts as monetization. The monetizations has to be, the videos have to show. So that's why you see people have different things. Like there's 2 extra monetizations I could add, which is a stream across it where it's a clickable link. And then there's another one, but people don't want to see that. So the way that it's done is it breaks it up and it has these clickable ads or skippable ads. So you can skip them after a certain amount of time, or you watch them and then the content creator actually earns a little bit more. And again, it's not much, especially not for what we're doing here. So let's see here. I want to get to a few things before that. I guess I'm in the analytics right now. So, yeah. So, like I said, pick a time. That's when you really want to do it. No, yes. So you don't have to wait to the end to get paid. It's all going through all those different, ads that you see. Like they're paying for your videos. Now, how much they're paying, that's all relative. From what I understand, let's say gamers, they make a lot less money per click because there's so many gamers out there and a lot of them are kids, and they know kids don't don't spend money. They say travel channels and finances make a boatload of money because of because of what they're showing off, and they know that those people watching make money. So they make money, they spend money. So I'll show you quickly here. We'll pull this up here. Like I said, I'm not worried. Listen, I don't make much money off this. So if you guys see how much I make, no one's gonna go, oh dude, this guy is breaking the bank. All right, it's a little bit. So I'm gonna go back for what I've made just this year. So we'll just do 2023, and I'll kind of show you how these things kind of break down. All right. If it comes up, of course it does. All right. So estimated revenue for this year is $353. Again, not a lot of money when you see how much. You guys all know how much toys cost. All right. All right. So Jason Fitz, this is a really good question. This is kind of why I'm bringing this up. So it's always different. So when someone says, "Oh, you make $5," per 1,000 clicks, it's not accurate. So what I'm going to show you over here is this is your playback based on your CPM. All right, that's playbacks per mil. Mil is 1,000. Now I fully don't understand how they track it because I've had videos that have well over 1,000 views, but I haven't made that amount of money. So what they're saying here, if you can see where the arrow is. It's like right here. So this is for the ugly falcon, right? For every 1,000 clicks that someone watches the videos or whatever, it's $14.60. Okay, so and then you can see down here this gridiron here is $11.82, and that's because you have different advertisers that are paying different amounts of money, and because this CPM is from what I understand, is higher than most, and I think a lot has to do with it because it's collectors. Once I had a Kenny Porter, I have never seen you in your hey, what's up, punk, with the toys? Love your videos. Did you get that Super 7 Cobra Commander that sucks? No, I'm not. As of now, I'm not ordering those Super 7s, but thank you for joining. I definitely do appreciate it. If you do go back and watch this live stream, bear with it. That I normally isn't that bad, but it's been a rough stream. So you're back to the monetization. So yeah, so this is kind of what you're looking at here. So if you want to look at this Falcon figure, so far in theory, I'll make $23 off of it, $23.53. Because most of my videos are not evergreen, and an evergreen video is something, let's say, like gardening. Gardening is never really going to change. So those videos are always going to make a specific amount of money. Almost all of the videos that I have, all these reviews, they have a finite amount of time that people are going to watch. But I think the CPMs here actually they're higher than a lot because they're looking at adult collectors and they know that they fork out a lot of money. They fork out a lot of money towards stuff. So if you go down this, the CPM here, you can see they're all different. Nothing is the same. So when someone says, "Oh, you make $10 every thousand views," that's not true. And not to mention, you still have to pay taxes on everything. Let's see. Tony Romo here says, "I'm thinking about doing a channel about my custom kit bashing figures and how people can do it themselves. I just topped 1K followers on IG. I'm so grateful for that. So I need to listen to this." Something like that. Now, obviously, kit bashing Falcon, like and showing a different head, yeah, that's gonna have a finite amount of time. But showing people how to paint the figures, how to boil and pop, that is something that's going to be, in my opinion, would be an evergreen video. It's always going to be there because someone's going to go, "Damn, I need to how do I get these get these arms off?" And someone's going to Google it in there. Boom, pop it out, boom, you're done. So yeah, that's that's exactly what we're what you got to be looking at. So something like that. But again, it's growing that YouTube channel. It's getting to that point. Like you could be doing a live where you're showing how do people do it, and putting that stuff out there. It's getting to that thousand viewers, or 1,000 subscribers, and the 4,000 watch hours. That's the that's the fun part of everything. So anyway, this is kind of like again, this is what you're seeing here. Again, when someone thinks I'm making a boatload of money, or any of these these YouTubers making a bunch of money, listen, if you have 100,000 followers, you probably are. My goal is to offset some of the money that I spend. So let's back up out of this. Let's see what else was there. I have a hard time reading my own handwriting. Yeah, so I said, don't ask people to subscribe right away. Give them a reason. Give them a reason for it. Okay, so then you have your homepage. So let's go back to let's go to my homepage here. This thing that kind of came up here. I just recently saw it. It was I mentioned Nick Nimmin. Well, his brother D Nimmin also does a YouTube thing, and he was on with this Batella guy. I can't think of his first name. Like I said, I'll get links and I'll put them in there. So if you come to my channel here, this is exactly what you see. Right now, I'm obviously live, and you can customize it in different ways. And damn, I'm gonna have to go find where I customize the channel. So there's different spaces here that I didn't realize till just the other day. And this is really for anyone that is trying to anyone that's trying to to grow the channel. So they call it channel trailer, but they specifically said that it's the wrong wording for it. So they said, here's a channel trailer for people that haven't subscribed to the channel. So let's say someone comes in. They said, what you want to do is put in the past 3 months, probably your best video that you've done, the one that's got the most views on it. So they have a reason to look at it and try and see, oh, hey, you know what? Maybe I should. And then they said for returning subscribers, the exact same thing. Find what video did really well. So maybe someone is clicking through and they kind of forgot that they subscribed, and you pop up. Well, this kind of pops up and you hit it and they're like, oh, well, I put up Gridiron because it really did well. So I'm like, all right, I'll put up the Gridiron. And it's just kind of like, awesome. Like, we'll see what happens. Let's see here. Kenny Potter, man, I hope you're making good money doing videos. There's a lot of time and effort that goes into making videos. Yeah, no, there is. And I mean, that's kind of what I'm showing. Like, when you see a lot of those people that think like, oh my God, you're making so much money. I haven't even got into the super chats and how they take what I want to say 40% of the super chat. Like it's kind of crazy. It's absolutely crazy. When you look at stuff like that. So anyway, let's see here. So that's kind of the homepage. Again, this was something I just found out this weekend. When I was watching it, I actually didn't even have the returning subscribers on here. I didn't even realize what the hell it was. And when they were talking about it, and they talked about it, and they said, yeah, this being a channel trailer isn't really described properly. How you think that it should be. And then you have the community posts. I kind of talked about that before. And they say you use the community posts to get to know who your subscribers are, who your viewers are. That's why I do, sometimes I throw things out there, obviously, for the monetization. Some new figures come out, I kind of throw it up there. And yeah, if you go through Amazon, I'm going to get some commission on it. If you go through Entertainment Earth, I'm going to get some commission on it. It's not a lot of money, but it's enough to kind of offset some of the stuff that's going on when you're buying so much stuff. And you do put a lot of time and effort. You guys have again, it doesn't really matter so much to you guys, but you guys have no idea like how much I think about this because it's just crazy. But I drive all day, so I have it on my mind, and I enjoy doing it. It's like I'm learning something that I had no idea that I had any interest in. Let's see here. You have to love doing it and use Streamlabs and donations and get a bigger cut. Yeah, I know. Yeah, there's so much. Let's see. Kenny Porter says, "Yeah, sorry, I just do it and really paying much attention." Yeah, but you know what? Listen, if you're not trying to listen, if you just want to throw on whatever, go ahead. But I'm specifically now, I transitioned into just doing the toys. I took the skateboarding stuff, I put skateboarding elsewhere. I have my own personal channel, so I want to put stuff up for my kids. I can just put stuff up for my kids, so I don't have to worry about it being stored on my phone. And then we're going to do the movie channel. And we're going to do the movie live stream this Thursday at 10 o'clock. And I'm going to live stream it here, but I'm also going to simulcast it on Punks on Film, because that's where I want everyone to go, because I want to create a second channel. So that's kind of what the community posts. Again, I'm trying to go through everything. This is such a rough fucking... You guys are killing me. So shorts. I don't get shorts. I do not get shorts at all. I'm also not sitting here trying to edit them, but I will say this. When you're trying to make money off shorts, there's not a lot of money right now unless it goes viral. And one of the things that people talk about is, and Nick Nimmin talks about all the time, is he says he'll get messages from people and go, "Oh, if you know so much about making YouTube videos, why don't you have a bunch of viral videos?" And I'll tell him, he goes, "I'm not trying to go viral. People are constantly chasing the viral video. They're constantly trying to get something to go viral, rather than just trying to put out a good content or something that they enjoy. You do that, sometimes you're going to get one. But they're like, people get like a video that goes viral and they get like 1 million. Next thing you know, they're constantly doing all these shorts and they're getting like 1,000 viewers, maybe 10,000 views. And it's like you're chasing something just to try and get this quick gratification. You know what? I'm assuming this is towards me. Explain. Listen, I really do want to I do appreciate it. Listen, I want you guys to understand all the stuff that goes in. Like when you see why someone does a thumbnail, why do my thumbnails look the way they do? I do the thumbnail and I use a really cheap, and by cheap I mean free, photo editor. And my daughter actually said, she goes, "Do you use that do you use that font for everything?" I'm like, "Not for everything, but for a lot of things." She had noticed. So like I said, when you see that thumbnail and you see my logo, if you're a fan of it, then you're gonna jump on there. And you're just gonna watch it. And a lot of people just watch my videos just because they enjoy me, they want to support me, and that's the best way to do it. Not everyone wants to come in and spend $5 on a super chat, and I fully understand. I don't go to every single live stream and start just throwing out super chat money because, well, I mean, that actually costs money. And it's definitely appreciated when someone does it. But the best way to support the channel is hitting that like button, especially when you're doing live streams. It pushes it out there. It tells the algorithm, this is going to be the worst, one of the worst ones that I've done in quite some time. I'm very disappointed in myself for all the stuff that I had to talk about. But hey, you know what? Not everyone's going to be an award winner. That I fully understand. The other thing that you want to do is a playlist. So let's say you do a bunch of classified figures or classified reviews or classified anything. And then you do Action Force. And then you do, Motu. You want to categorize them in your playlists. So if you go to my channel here. So here's obviously all my different videos here. But if I go to my playlists, anyone that goes here, Well, now they can just see, you know, on my playlist. Which of course they don't see me showing up. Here's my full playlist. I don't really go check out my own channel too often. But here's, just kind of scrolling through here, Gridiron Studios. And it should tell you exactly how many. I don't want it to play. Don't play. That's why I don't ever bring up YouTube while I'm live, because I don't want it to start playing and start messing up the sound, which is already a little messed up. But the playlist with everything, and expert at all. You probably could tell I'm not an expert with all the crap that's happened. But we're worried about like the competition. There's a lot of other YouTubers that they stopped doing it. They're worried about competition. Again, YouTube is big enough for all of us. Again, if someone was on right now that they enjoy watching more than me, but they enjoy both, it's like, well, if I don't have a VCR, I can only watch one TV show. You can come back and watch it later. I'm sure there's people that watch my show and then they go back and watch something that was at the exact same time. And then the other way to, obviously, if you want to earn some money, is do affiliates. You want to go with, the Amazon affiliate. That's the easiest one to get, I think. Please don't stop playing. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. I'm sure you probably did. I don't hear it because I have my sound off. Again, why I don't like this up here. All right, so yeah, if you want to earn some money, you do the Amazon affiliates. For me, getting the Entertainment Earth was really, really easy. So, and then the last thing, this is kind of weird because you always ask people to subscribe. They do talk about it. They say subscribers are kind of misleading. And they said, you want to get 1,000 subscribers just so you can monetize. But after that, having 100,000 subscribers, it's more of a stance, I guess, that you have. Like, okay, I've hit there, if you get 10,000, 2,000, whatever. But there's a lot of people that I'm subscribed to that I never see when they drop a new video because I haven't watched their videos in a while. And then there's other people that I know I don't subscribe to, but I've clicked on 2 of their videos and now they're just showing up when I go to YouTube and I just start looking for something and they just start populating. So the subscriber count is really about getting to that 1,000, getting that 4,000 hour watch time, and then monetizing. And then after that, just doing the thing. That's what they always say. Just keep doing the thing. And as you do that, obviously just gain subscribers through that. But once someone starts, like, let's say Tony isn't subscribed to me, but he's watched 4 of my videos. Guess what? Every time he goes to YouTube, my videos are going to populate there. And he's going to be watching, shitty video after shitty video of mine, But that's really how it works. And Tony, like I said, I think what you do, you hit a niche that a lot of people don't know how to do. And at first, again, you go back and look at some of the old videos that I did, I get like 23 views. But it was just staying consistent. And I never really planned on this till after the first wave of Valaverse came out. And that's when some things just kind of kicked in and I started watching more and more stuff. And once I figured out, got like a good stream of how I wanted to do things, that was when the channel really started growing. But I think with you and all your customizing, it's really nice. And now for customizing, I think you'd want to probably edit probably a little bit better than I do. You probably want to do like a big long form to show everyone. People don't realize, you don't actually boil. When they say boil and pop, you don't actually boil it. I hate that. It drives me absolutely nuts when people sit there and say that. And I guess I'm saying thank you. I know you're lying, but I appreciate it because this show was not the greatest show of all time, but I appreciate it. God, I'm so mad. Man, I'm just so like, okay, right here. Look at this. Matthew says, I suck at painting. It makes me mad when the paint peels off. Having paint clear coats don't work for me. So like right there, like you have someone like Matthew that's like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? And he fucking just types it in and he sees your come up and he's like, oh, wait a minute, I've seen this guy on Instagram before, dude. Like, I've seen him, he does customs. Boom. Hit that thing and all of a sudden it's like, oh, all right. Oh, he uses that paint. But like when I was talking about the boiling and popping, how many times are we on these, you know, G.I. Joe forums and these people are like, how do you get the arms off? And you're like, you boil and pop. How do you straighten it? And people are like, you boil the water. No, you don't boil the water. You don't boil the water. See, I like the water method. I'm not a big heat gun fan, but I don't use a heat gun. I use a blow dryer, but I know what a heat gun is. And I like the hot water method because it obviously everything gets heated to the exact same temperature. But I'm like, you use hot tap water. Do not boil water. It's stupid. Roman, stop it. He's licking his damn paws. But yeah, it's Tony, I think for you, I think you'd have, and again, you can hit me up and you and I can talk. You know, I have all these ideas and I know what's going to happen is I'm going to get off and I'm like, oh my God, I wanted to say this. I wanted to say that. I'm kind of encompassing things that I've watched over the past few months. As I mentioned, Nick Nimmin, he does a live almost every Saturday at 9 a.m. But I watch it. I watch it later because I'm obviously watching. I watch the full force normally, but I go back and I watch it, and a lot of the stuff that we have to do for our niche is take what they talk about and adjust it into into what we do. You know, like I understand, like I'm not broadcasting to everyone. If someone is doing the new iPhone, they're going out for a much huger market than what I'm going to get. So I have to modify certain things and how I'm talking to people. And again, as you watch different people, vidIQ is another one that I watch all the time. And this is what I say to anyone that's watching that wants to grow their channel, that wants to learn how to do better videos. If someone says, hey, you know, here's a way to get more viewers, and you click on it and it's a 10-minute video and you're watching and you get to that 9-minute mark, and that's when they go, listen, and if you buy my program right now, it's guaranteed. If you don't get 10,000 subscribers by the end of the month, you get your money back. I click you off. I'm not buying anything from you. Every single one of these content creators that I talk about, Daniel Patella, D Nimmin, Nick Nimmin, vidIQ, yeah, they have stuff that they sell with like StreamYard. Hey, you know what? You put in their code, they're going to get something. The same with Amazon. You know, they do have different deals, but they don't sell you anything. They do free live chats. They answer questions. You don't have to throw super chats at them, to ask questions. So you get all this stuff, and it's just kind of like, all right, cool. You're doing it. You're obviously making money, or else you wouldn't be doing it. I mean, this is a full-time job for them, but they're not trying to sell you on how you're going to get 1,000 subscribers. And almost all of them, I listen to so many people, and they're like, should I buy ads to get subscribers? And they're like, no. Like if you buy these ads to get subscribers, you're not learning how to get someone's attention. You're throwing something up there. And then once you stop feeding the beast, guess what? You're not going to get subscribers. You're not going to get people actually organically coming in. That stupid guy, fitness guy, the carb guy that's always on. He's eating his pizza. He's talking how he doesn't, he eats like shit. Like that whole franchise is paying for them to advertise every single channel they can. What is it? Read Channel Legends. I unsubbed from those channels. Yeah, I mean, again, there's so much, and again, I don't want anyone to think that I'm sitting here trying to be an expert. It was just something that I wanted to talk about for quite some time because I've had so many people that have asked. Bacon actually he mentioned something, and I go, hey, check out this guy on on YouTube, and he goes, I didn't even think about going on YouTube. I didn't even think about going on YouTube to find out how I should help grow shit. And it's like, it is not just growing the channel. It's, again, for me, I see a lot of people that are doing live stream, and I check my analytics. I check against other people. I want to see what other people are doing. I check what my live streams are doing. I see what other people's live streams are doing. And I've seen people that are doing for 2 years. And they have less than, their viewership, they get less than the 26 that I have right now. And I'm looking at 26 right now. I'm kind of deflated because I had been doing so well. Again, it's the topic. And people haven't come to that point where they'll just listen to me ramble on about anything. Like how Geek Dead Life has just built this big, huge following. Toy Anxiety, the same thing. It's going to take time. But the one thing that I don't want to be stagnant. I don't want to just be sitting there at like 20 viewers, 2 years later. And that's cool if you do, because there's nothing wrong with it. But I look at it and it's like, I want to grow. And I've talked with Matthew about it. I'm like, I'm not crazy for wanting to do that. And he's like, no, not at all. Like, no one does a TV show and they're like, hey, you know what? I want to have the same amount of viewers every single week. But then again, a lot of people, they just want to hit that record button. They have, 20 people they know they're going to jump on there that they're friends with and they want to chat with and go back and forth. And that's awesome. There's a lot of people that, they throw everything on there. It's just a generalized channel. And they're going to throw on their skateboarding, and then they're going to throw on their toys, and they're going to throw on going to the movies and different things like that. And that's cool. Like, if that's what you want to do, but like learning, it's kind of like if you do a toy channel, you don't want the skateboarding on there. Every now and then, maybe throwing one on there because people kind of see what you're doing. Bucky Lassick, he's a professional skateboarder. He's also a professional motocross. Rally car racer. And he goes, I have a few 100,000 subscribers. And he goes, man, I put on all these rally car races, like videos of it, fixing my car. He goes, I dropped one skateboarding video and it fucking blows up. Let's see what Tony here. Yeah, this YouTube is a trip. Got to give a shout out to Travis and KJ for inviting me on with them. I was kind of nervous on the first live stream. Since then, I've met them a lot. Some peeps in the community. I'll tell you what, we have met. I've got to know, just talking to so many of you guys, like meeting you and talking to you, Matthew. You get to have a back and forth with people. And one of the things that I'm pretty sure about, you guys, have had me on the show, and I know, Chad has had me on the show. And I don't know who knows who I am. I know there are people that know who I am. I haven't been asked to be on a lot of shows, and I'm fine with that. And I think a lot of people want to be asked to be on your show. Like, oh, hey, if you have me on, I'll have you on my show if you have me on your show. And that's cool and all. But like this show here, when I really didn't know what I was going to do at first, can I go on for 2 hours by myself? I really looked at Jim Rome. Jim Rome does a 3-hour show, as he's the solo host, and he has people on and stuff like that. And technically, having all of you guys in the chat, like today was easy to read. When there's 60, 70 people, man, you're not reading anything. You are seeing very little. And that's why people are just answering super chats when there's that many people in the stream. And they also have producers that will go and highlight something. So they highlight it. And that's something that I have to work with here with Matt. Like I got to figure out how we could do it where he can read the chat and he sees the comment, boom, he can star it for me. And that way I can just, okay, boom, I got it. I can read it, unstar it. And then have a moderator that's obviously moderating stuff. But yeah, YouTube it's I don't know. This is just it. I try to have fun. Man, you saw how much money I made, right? This year, so far, I made like $350 on YouTube. And eventually I'll get taxed next year going into it, right? So you got to think. If I'm not enjoying this, I'm not going to continue to do it. Because really it's a hobby. It's a hobby that now I'm making a little bit of money for. And it's cool, like this gridiron stuff. My buddy gets it, and he buys it. He says, "Hey, you want to review it?" And to me, that's cool because it's kind of like, all right, cool. I'll do the review. I'll make a little bit of, cash, like $5-10 if I'm lucky. And it's kind of like, all right, it just kind of offsets, offsets a little bit of money. But when you keep buying figures and stuff, and people are like, "Oh, it must be nice," and you're like, it's not really. I'm not getting free product. And even if I did get free product, I'd be open and honest about it. Like, hey, listen, this is free product. So if someone can't accept, like, hey, if you send me free product, I'm going to do an honest review of it, then don't send it, man. Then don't send it. Yeah, you're pretty, yeah. Any money is great. You got to have fun. It is, again, I can't even, it's all about just having some fun, man. I've really enjoyed. And listen, if I stop doing this tomorrow, I have met some wonderful people that I've become friends with throughout this community. And it sucks that like they're not people. Well, there's a few people from around here, but there's not just people around like, hey, let's go out and get a bite to eat or something like that. But with the internet, it's kind of like, you look at kids today and it's like you should never lose touch with someone that you're friends with. If they move to fucking Florida, hell, you know what? Like, they're at the tip of your fingers. Like, you just hit that, and then once you start doing, like, it sounds kind of stupid. I've hit chat up a couple times just like FaceTiming them. And it's just kind of weird. It's like years and years ago, my grandmother had bought a video phone. And I'm talking, I want to say, either the late 80s or early 90s. Let's just say the technology never really made it there. So she could talk to my aunt in Florida. Just say the technology really never really made it. Now you just pick up your damn phone and you hit whatever. Yeah, like Jeremy said, I enjoy all the connections and friendships. And if you don't enjoy them, you just move on. You just move on. It's no big deal. There's some people that send me messages and you're just kind of like, yeah, we collect toys. We might not see everything eye to eye, but you don't have to see eye to eye with everyone for everything. I think it's just kind of crazy. So I don't know. So I think we'll cut it just a little bit short from 3 hours. Unless you guys have anything else to say. The 22 people that are still watching, listen. This Thursday, I gotta figure out what I gotta do about this. I gotta bring my work laptop in. What I'm gonna do, but that's a pain in the ass to fucking do. It's just to get it modified. But this Thursday, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be talking about the Warriors. It's going to be a shit show. No, I think I figured out how to do stills. I just got to have time to do the stills. Yeah. Most people don't see eye to eye with me. Most people don't. I can't tell you how many times over the years I've told people how tall I am. That like they're talking to me and they're like, "You're not that short." I'm like, "Did you really tell me how short I am?" Like, and when you're this short, I'm like 5'4" on a good day. you learn not to stand right next to people when you talk to them. So you're not like this. You stand away from them. So your eye contact. I'm also wider than a lot of people these days. I wasn't growing up, but as I worked out, I got wider, and I think people look at that and they see they don't think you're as short. But people tell me like, you're not that short. I'm like, all right. But over the years, I've also had people tell me, oh, I remember getting high with you, and I go, dude, I've never done drugs in my life. No, I remember. I'm like, dude, I've never done drugs. I've never drank in my life. I've never smoked a cigarette. So you don't remember that. All right. But anyway, yeah. So as I got sidetracked, which is what we normally do here, it's gotten a little bit better. Yeah. So this Thursday, we're going to do The Warriors. We're going to talk about it. We're not going to break down the movie, like what the producer did. And like, listen, you can go check out Minty for stuff like that. He's hilarious. And there's so many other people that break down. We're going to be talking about the movie, what we liked about it, what we didn't like about it. Again, so I hope you guys all had time to watch it. And then I'm trying to figure out not so much a movie, but a list of movies so we can vote on what we're going to do for the next one. Because I really want to do this every 2 weeks. I think that gives people enough time to watch a movie, because obviously you might not have time to do it in the week or on the weekend. But if you give someone 2 weeks, have all the time to do it. The swole punk, you know what? Let me tell you something about working out. That's what I tell everyone. So when you start working out, when you're scrawny, I was like a $110 when I graduated. I'm not a $110 anymore. You just want to get bigger, and you get done working out, and you get done working out, and you look in the mirror, and you're all pumped up, and you're like, you know what? When I'm this big, I'll be happy. The problem is when you're that big and you get done working out, and you look in the mirror, you're that much bigger, and you're like, no. When I get this big, I'll be happy. And next thing you know, you spent 10 years at the gym, not doing steroids, watching other people do steroids, and tell you they don't do steroids. And you're like, listen, motherfucker, I don't give a shit if you take steroids. Just don't lie to me. Right? It's like, just don't lie to me that you're not getting free Action Force figures. All right? I know you are. All right? We've seen it. But yeah, that's my little workout story there. Listen, I've only watched it once. I really wanted to watch it a second time. Some of that, like, I don't want to give too much away, but I do have to say this. I live in a townhouse where there's 210 units, and I see more people on my streets at 4 o'clock in the morning than all of New York in that video. I finished that movie and I went, that movie was useless. But it had its moments that it kicked on and you went, what the hell did I just watch? What the hell was that? I'm like, that's a lot of gangs. I want to say, that's a lot of gangs. And they never really addressed what happened to some of the people either. Maybe I missed that. Matthew and I are going to have to talk probably a little bit before. But yeah. So anyway, again, if you are interested, Punks on Film, we will simulcast it here, and it will also be on the Punks on Film channel, which I'm going to ask you to subscribe over there, watch over there, because for us to finally monetize on that is going to take quite some time. But again, breaking it up, because it will eventually hurt the analytics of toys here, but I think something like that is going to grab a broader amount of people if we continue going on with it. If you noticed, I didn't notice till after I did it that the thumbnail that I did was for the video game, from the video game. because it had the rock star on it. The rock stars on it. I didn't realize it. Let's just say there weren't like the greatest pictures that you could find, and I wasn't even sure how I wanted to do it. But yeah, I think we're gonna have a good time. I've talked to Matthew before. I talk to Matthew all the time. Him and I tend to have a really good rapport talking to each other. But I will say this before. Listen, if you're watching here, and there's a few things that we cannot say. All right, there's a few words that bundle of twigs. Matthew already mentioned that to me. I didn't know what a bundle of twigs were. If you don't, then go look it up. But we can't be using that word. I might have to go in the filter and filter out some of these because YouTube will nerf you and they can cause problems. And I'd rather not get nerfed on anything. But there was there was one word used like 3 times, and I went, I bet he wishes he could have that back. What do you mean, what? Yeah. You guys gotta watch some of the words. Anything that is, and again, I don't know, YouTube changes from day to day. They've actually gotten kind of better. But yeah. There's a word that starts with F, if that's what you guys are asking. And it's not fuck. All right. Yes. Google a bundle of sticks. I had no idea. Yes. I can't say that. Yeah. So there are just some words that YouTube doesn't like you to use. And to be honest, I don't even use that word anywhere. It was kind of funny because I watched it and I sent it over to Matthew. What the first line that it said, and he went, what? And I'm like, the movie, and he was like, oh, I got it now. Like, I don't really use that word. There was a word that I think we used as kids because we just didn't know any better. Why is a bushel? I did not know what it was either. I did not know that's what a bundle of sticks was called. So I'm like, you learn something new every day. I knew that it was a cigarette, in Italian or German, something like that. Yes, I found that out when I was on Chad's and I started saying it, and he started kind of like freaking out about it. And then afterwards, we were talking. He's like, "You can't say that word." And I was like, "Why?" And he's like, "You just can't. Like, they don't let you say it. It's not even a bad word." Yeah. So. Yeah. So anyway, all right, let's get out of here. So you guys will see us again this Thursday, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So I have time to get home. And it's going to kind of wrap it up within 2 hours. And again, this isn't going to be a breakdown of the movie. It's going to be what is so damn funny about the movie. So I'm going to get out of here. Bad Germans. Bad German. Again, I don't know why that one. I don't know why you can't say that. All right, guys. Thank you guys for sticking around. Thank you guys for sticking around for the technical difficulties. It was not fun for me, and I really got to figure that out. I thought it worked. It went smooth on Saturday with Travis, and sure enough, it took a shit for me. Probably the same shit that Roman has to go take. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Have a wonderful night. Thank you for everything. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for everyone. We will see you guys on Thursday or next Monday. Take care.